But here we go, underway here.
Yep, we are underway in a match of the round. Round 5 between Belgrave and Yea. It is Mitch Summers going up in the ruck for Belgrave, and going up will be Blake Seeley for Yea. So we just have a slight delay, but umpire does hold the ball aloft, and we are underway. So Summers against Seeley. Summers went early, but it was probably Seeley got the better of that tap. As they look to try and go inside forward 50 early days here, Belgrave, they take the ball straight away to the outer side of the ground, but it's been turned over. That's got to be holding the ball, surely, and it is. So Belgrave can press. Anyone's ball to be won here. Currently in the hands of Chris Campbell, who drills one low into the pocket, but he can't find a set of hands, and it's going to be thrown back into play in the forward pocket for the Magpies early days. So Belgrave winning the early territory battle. And this time it's going to be Darcy Pell who will go up in the ruck for the Tigers. And he's going to be in a matchup up against Beggs. Ball comes to ground level. Pemberton was in the area momentarily. There's a kick towards goal. It's probably just going to be offline. In fact, it falls short, and it is cut off right on the last line of defence for the Tigers. So where can they go? Short kick is a pretty good one for the moment. Currently in the hands there of Christie, the vice-captain, who goes with a high up and under one through the corridor. Seeley came over the back, got his hands to it but couldn't stick it, but the umpire found a free kick, and they're away here. Oh, dangerous. 25-metre penalty. Umpire hadn't called him to go. So, just trying to figure out who's got ball in hand here. It's a bit of a confusing one, that one, but this could almost be a shot at goal here, and it will be. Here we go. Renix loads up on the left boot. Looks pretty good off the boot, and he's absolutely nailed it. Has he? No, it's offline. So I thought for a moment there Renix might have got it, but he just couldn't quite get the kick to straighten up for him. So Renix with the first score of the match of the round, but he was offline, so just the one behind. The kick and duties here for Belgrave to be taken by John Cavara. So Cavara assesses the options up ahead. He'll load up in the left boot, comes to the broadcast side of the ground. Pell in a one-on-one. Seeley nearly won it over the back, but he couldn't quite stick it at the end. Ball comes to ground level. Umpire's found a push. And Seeley will load up once again for Yea. High up and under, ball to full forward. Can he find a set of hands? Sutherland is there, but it was knocked away beautifully. Nicely done on the last line of defence by Chris Westcott. And he rushes it through for a rush behind. So Yea with their second score on the board. Belgrave yet to trouble the scorer. So two behinds early days in the match of the round. And once again, Cavara with the kick and duties, just chipped short to the pocket. Unsure where to go. So they will take it along to the outer side of the ground. High up and under ball, no mark to be taken. No, it will eventually fall into the lap of one of the Belgrave players. And they just go back into the corridor dangerously, but Pemberton should find himself on the end of it, and he does, and he'll wheel and go. Terrible kick, though. It does get him inside forward 50, but it's not going to work out, and Yea can counter-attack here. Ball currently in the hands of that man there, and Papadopoulos. He gets it away. Oh, he's been tackled hold of the ball, and here we go. Belgrave should be able to go back inside forward 50. None waste no time. Kicks into the pocket. Can he find a set of hands? No, he can't. Ball spills out the back and beautifully collected there by Daniel Evans. Sends a high up and under one. Down the line. Pemberton does well. Cuts it off, and Belgrave once again can counter-attack. So it's a bit of a game of tennis at the moment. Liam Pemberton, he's had a pretty good start to this game so far. He comes back inboard, and that should work out okay. Ball currently in the hands of Hamilton. Hamilton wheels around onto the left, kicks to about half forward. Can he find a player in the lead? Yes, he can. And he's done that pretty well there to Campbell. Chris Campbell loads up on the left boot. Looks pretty good off the boot. He's absolutely nailed it. What a start there for Campbell. He gets the first goal in the match of the round, and Belgrave are away. 1 goal straight 6 to Yea, a couple of behinds, and we've been going 4 minutes into quarter number 1.
That was really good by Belgrave there. Just a really good pass around, got the switch on, and straight to Campbell. Campbell did really well to finish that off. But their escaping out of their back 50 was a bit hard. Yea had put some real good forward pressure on them. So to get out and to sort it out the way that they did was quite good. So I thought it was quite impressive for the first goal of the game.
No, you're absolutely spot on there, Adam, and pretty well done, because Yea probably had the territory battle there, but Belgrave were able to get down end to end and eventually get one through the middle. So it's back in the middle here, and Belgrave have already changed up their ruck, it looks like. And it will be Seeley once again to go up here. No, it is Summers still. Seeley tried to grab it out of the ruck, but he couldn't take it clean. It was sharked beautifully there by Lachlan King, who goes out wide, and he's done well. Finds a teammate, and Belgrave can go inside forward 50 once again. Low trajectory ball is a beauty, but it was cut off just on the last one. Here is Kyle Nunn. Will swing onto the left. No, chips it into the pocket, but his kick was offline. He tried to get it to Campbell, but he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
Thought he might have been lucky and just let it dribble out, but
So they come back into the pocket. That's a pretty good kick on that occasion to Forgery. Oh, that's a terrible... Oh, it worked out in the end. It didn't look to be the most convincing. Forgery's got it once again. Low trajectory ball. Should work out in the end, and it does, into the hand of Cam Evans. We'll just chip it down the line, and this might work out okay. Sealy will fly, and he gets it on the chest in the end. Sealy loads up in the right boot. Low trajectory ball. Can he find a set of hands? No, he can't fist it away. Still a chance, though. Kicked off the ground there by Renix, but he's turned it over, and Belgrave can counter-attack here. The hands come away there from Mackay, and they'll go through the pavilion side of the ground. Handball up the line to Summers, it looks like, who'll come back into the corridor, and he's done that pretty well there to Brown. Brown, here we go. Belgrave through the middle of the ground. No mark can be taken. Now Yay might be a chance to counter-attack. They've got the numbers at this contest. The handball came away on that occasion from Papadopoulos. They go backwards to go forwards. Ball heads towards the boundary line, and it will be thrown back into play.
It does feel very intense. It's early on, but it already feels so intense out there, and it's pretty sloppy play, to be honest. Everyone's pretty desperate at the moment.
It is pretty high pressure, it has to be said, Steph. You're absolutely right. So Pell goes in the ruck on this occasion to get Summers, and it's going to have to be thrown. It's a recall. And Adam and I, did you do a bit of banter up back in your day, Adam?
No, actually, I just stuck to the field, to be honest.
You just stuck to the field. I did banter. That was the worst feeling. Not that it happened to me too often, but it was a terrible feeling when it did happen. Anyway, kick goes to about half forward, and Belgrave are away once again, but the kick is smothered. Didn't step off the man of the mark. The hands come away to Paddy Evans, the skipper. And now Yay through the broadcast side of the ground, but this is going to be turned over once again. Lamb Pemberton, who's had a really good start to this game, gets it back to his teammate there in Freeman. And just a bit of heavy treatment there on the Belgrave skipper, and he will be the recipient of this free kick. He kicks back to half-back, and that should work out fine, and they can reload here. Ball currently in the hands there of Chris Westcott. Loads up on the right boot. Long kick to about half-forward. No mark can be taken. Not for Belgrave anyway. It is cut off there by Yay. Into the hands of Gilby. So Gilby, a bit unsure where to go. Wants someone to come at him. Once again goes to the corridor. Both sides have been happy to take it on, but that's a costly mistake. They've turned it over. Currently in the hand of Beggs, who wastes no time. Chips it to half forward. He couldn't find a set of hands. It was over the top of Freeman. And now once again, Yay can try and force a turnover here. That's a good strong tackle laid there by Christie. And the umpire's rewarded him. It's holding the ball. And Yay can load off half back. And once again, through the corridor they go, looking for Pell, and they've found him. He had plenty of room to work with as well, Darcy Pell, but he doesn't have a lot up forward. So he handballs back to one of his teammates. Here they go. Good opportunity here for Forgery. He gets the handball away to Papadopoulos, who can put him inside forward 50. Long ball. He sets sail for goal, does he? He does, but I think it's been cut off right on the line. And how's the umpire seen this?
Couple of players bashing into the goalpost there.
It's going to be a shot at goal for Yay, so they've paid the mark here. So this will go the way of Marasco in the number 57 from point-blank range. So the Belgrave defenders can't believe it, but Marasco should put this away, and he does. Straight over the goal umpire's cap, and Yay get the response. Second lead change for the game. 1 goal, 2-8 the Tigers to 1 straight 6. We've been going 8 minutes into quarter number 1.
Very good effort from Yay to get the ball down the ground. A bit of a scruffle in the midfield, just in terms of, like, it's a little bit sloppy, as you were saying before, but it's certainly some very high-pressure football, and mistakes are going to come thick and fast, I think.
No, most certainly. One of the most notable things I have is just the amount of times, particularly Yaya, just going through the corridor. They're really taking it on. They nearly cost themselves there when they turned it over, but really daring stuff, particularly on this small ground as well. So it's back in the middle once again. Sealy in the ruck for the Tigers. He's done pretty much most of the work so far. Once again up against Summers. Up it goes. Sealy probably got the better of the tap, and he goes for a second effort as well. Smashes it forward. Here's an opportunity for Marks. Can he put him inside forward 50? Little errant kick to the top of the centre half forward. Not going to be taken though. Ball currently in the hands there of Johnston. To the broadcast, not the broadcast side, so in fact the pavilion side of the ground. It was knocked away there by Christie. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Papadopoulos was able to keep the ball in play. Long kick. Once again looking for that man Marasco. Here is Sutherland. Handball over the top. Here we go. This should be a kick out the back. Was Rennick's held. No umpire calls him to go. And Belgrave can counter-attack through the broadcast side of the ground. They'll go. Low trajectory ball is a good one. And they get the release handball away. Kick down the line's going to be turned over. The big man Sealy was right there, but his handball missed the target. And now Belgrave once again can go back the other way. Eventually they get hands clear, but again they've turned it over. Ball currently in the hands of Nicholson, who's taken holding the ball, and Belgrave can go back the other way. So the handball backwards to go forwards. Long kick coming off the boot here of Pentland, who puts him inside forward 50. No mark can be taken. Ball spills over the back. Chasing after it here is Gilby of the Tigers, who eventually gets it under his control, but he was taken on the tackle just at the last moment. Freeman goes in hard. Ball back in the corridor. Dangerous times here for the Tigers. It was picked up beautifully. Here is Cole Nunn. Kicks around his body and he's got it. Belgrave get their second, and they're back in front. Third lead change for the game.
has been very interesting so far. It feels like both teams feel a little bit unsettled to me. They just want to move quickly and get the ball going. No one's really taking their time to look around at options.
No, most certainly, Steph. And, well, that was a pretty good opportunist goal there by Kyle Nunn. He didn't have a lot of time to get onto the boot, but he absolutely nailed it. He got his first for the afternoon. He gets Belgrave second. And as mentioned, they do get themselves back in front. 2 straight 12 to Yay, 1 goal, 2-8. We've been going 10 minutes into the first quarter. As it's back in the middle once again, so... Paddy Evans, no, it's not going to be Paddy Evans in the ruck, sorry. It will be Sealy once again, I believe. So up it goes. Sealy probably went a little bit early. Trying to fly over the top there was Daniel Ryan, but he couldn't get the ball under his control. Tried to get the kick away there, but was smothered was Cam Evans. Plenty of numbers around the ball. The umpires found a hold, and I think this is going to go the way of the Tigers, is it? Yes, it is. So Papadopoulos, I believe, the recipient, who's got Evans all on his own on the broadcast side, but he'll go beyond him. Kicks to about half forward. Can he find a Pell mark? No, he can't. It's just over his head. And this should be turned over, but Ryan overran the football. Here we go. Opportunity off the boot of Evans. And he's found Sutherland, has he? No. It's Marasco once again. So he's already kicked 1 goal, James Marasco, and he's got another opportunity here, also directly in front, but this time maybe about 20 metres out. So James Marasco in the number 57. Late number change for him, but good opportunity to make it 2 goals from 2 shots. And he's put it offline. There we go. So a reprieve for the Belgrave defence. So Yay, 1 goal, 3-9 to Belgrave. 2 goals straight, 12. So a 3-point difference, 11.5 into the first quarter. Marasco unable to convert. As we wait for the ball to come back, and the kicking duties here will be taken by John Cavara. So Cavara looks to the pavilion side and then eventually decides to go the other way to the broadcast side of the ground. That's a beautiful kick as well onto the chest of Campbell, who wants to go through the corridor, and that's where he goes. It's a long kick too, just going to fall short of half forward here, but it should be cut off. Beautiful intercept mark taken there by Nicholson. So Nicholson steps off the mark, searches around, and just goes short for the moment. That should work out fine. So now Yay once again on the counter-attack, but a low fumbly ball's not going to work out. Marasco, the ball evaded him, and once again Belgrave forced the turnover. The kick comes across to Mackay. Assesses the options down the line, not a whole lot to go to at the moment. Just loads up in the right boot, long to a contest. Nunn's in the air. He's already kicked 1 goal, but he couldn't take the mark there. Ball knocked away from him. Plenty of players at ground level. Beautifully picked up there by Faulkner. Faulkner steps around a couple, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full, right in front of our broadcast position. And Paddy Evans not happy with that one. Hopefully you couldn't hear that through the effects, Mike. But anyway, they come back through the corridor to Belgrave. That's a pretty good kick as well. Finding a teammate in Johnston. So Belgrave with possession of the ball. Johnston just goes short, and that just carries the required 15 metres. Currently in the hands of Westcott, who started this game pretty well. He goes out wide, looking for a teammate, and they should be away here, the Magpies. Will this be a kick at goal? No. Kick into the pocket. Going to be turned over, though. Beautifully cut off there by Witten, but he's run into trouble. They keep the ball in play for the moment to Belgrave, but eventually Yay get the ball back under their control, and Faulkner will park himself underneath it and take the relieving mark, and they can just slow things down, the Tigers. Faulkner chips across. Good one to Gilby. Gilby has Evans up ahead, who presented to him, but he didn't honour it. Also had a short option in Evans. Eventually, another... Was that a kick or a handball?
Kick out of bounds.
It's another kick out of bounds on the full. So the second time Evans has been missed. The ball's flown over his head, and he can't believe it. So a couple of costly turnovers here for the Tigers. So Belgrave can go inside forward 50. Campbell loads up. Long kick towards goal. He's fading, and it hits the post. So the Magpies' first blemish on the scoreboard. Chris Campbell on this occasion, 1 goal, 1 he is on the afternoon, 2-1-13 to 1-3-9. Currently 14 minutes into the first quarter. So Yay with a reprieve in defence. So they can look to the broadcast side of the ground. That's where they go. Oh, that's a terrible kick. It missed Pell, and it's going to go straight into the lap here of Caleb Bice. He can put him inside forward 50, but he handles out wide. That misses the target, though, and it trickles over the boundary line, and it will be thrown back into play. So another stoppage. So probably not the cleanest start to this game of football. Both sides have had a couple of mistakes, and the pressure's been pretty good. So Pell will go up in the ruck for Belgrave. Summers will go up. Sorry, Pell will go up for Yay. Summers will go up for Belgrave. He taps it over his head to Summers, but it didn't quite find a teammate. Evans, was he taken high? Yes, he was, and the umpire calls advantage. So Yay can go inside forward 50. Long kick. Sutherland. Oh, beautifully done by Westcott. filled the hole and just cut it off because Sutherland was going to have a look from about 25 out directly in front. You don't want that to happen. Anyway, Belgrave once again through the broadcast side of the ground. Beautiful kick, worked out fine. Straight onto the chest there of Ryan. And once again, they can go inside forward 50. High up and under ball. Cole, none will fly, but he won't take the mark. Might get the second attempt here, though. Eventually gets the ball under his control, but he couldn't keep it in play, and it will be thrown back in once again. Boundary thrown deep inside forward 50 here for Belgrave. So what can they manage here? They've got a 4-point margin at the moment. If they can manufacture another goal, they can suddenly find a bit of breathing room. Up it goes. Pell gets front position. Taps back into the corridor. Dangerous place to put it. Here's a kick towards goal, but it's going to be smothered straight away. Picked up at ground level there by Mackay. Centres the ball. Can he find a set of hands? He can, but the wrong set of hands. It falls into Christie's lap. And the Yea defence holding up pretty well here. Kick comes out wide. It's a pretty good one on this occasion to Zips in, who sticks the mark eventually in a 1-on-1 there against Mackay. Zips in, always called to go, but he did well. Stepped around Mackay, kicks down the line, up and under ball, looking for a teammate there, and Marasco flies over his head. And he's been awarded a free kick for a hold on that occasion up against Somervale. So Marasco up the ground, chips it short, and that's a good kick on that occasion to Renix. Renix loads up on the left, bit of a check side kick it was in the end. Sutherland nearly took the mark, but through his hands. And it will be a boundary throw-in deep in the forward pocket for the Tigers. So now Yea with a bit of territory. Haven't had the ball down there too much in the last few minutes. It's been mostly Belgrave. But if they can find a straight kick here through the middle, suddenly they'll have the lead back. So up it goes. Tap was won there by the back for Belgrave. Chasing after it for the Tigers was Fordry, but he couldn't keep it in play. The ball won the foot race. And we will have repeat stoppages inside forward 50 for the Tigers. So once again, Marasco in the ruck up against Summers. Bit of a flat throw in. Summers gets to the front, but his tap was shark straight away into the hands of Marks, but he was tackled straight away. We'll have another stoppage, this time a ball up. Still inside forward 50 for the Tigers. Up it goes once again. Ball is thumped away, heads towards the boundary line. It will probably beat all players, and it does. So once again, another stoppage.
Yeah, certainly a common theme for today's game. Lots of boundary stoppages on the broadcast side of the ground.
I don't mind that they're keeping the ball on the broadcast side. It makes the edge a little bit easier.
I was just going to say, better this side than the other side.
100%.
So boundary throw in. Boundary thrown on the broadcast side of the ground. A little bit of confusion here. I'm not too sure what's going on. Ruckman are ready to go. The boundary umpire just being told to wait up here from the field umpires. And eventually we will recommence play. So up it goes. Goes straight over the head of Darcy Pell. Yep, no good decision there by the umpire. That was Renix there trying to win himself a free kick, but he definitely ducked the head, and that's a terrible kick, and that's turned over straight into the hands of Fordry, who won't want to waste any time. He can load up on the left boot. He can put him inside forward 50. Low trajectory ball's a beauty. And this will be a shot at goal for the Tigers, straight into the hands of Renix. And if he can kick straight here, he will put the Tigers back in front. We've already had 3 lead changes in this game so far. Can Renix make it 4? In he comes. Been a tight tussle so far. It looks like he's going to get pretty close to the man of the mark here, and he does. Starts it right. It's not going to come back, and it's offline. So another blemish on the scoreboard there for the Tigers. Accuracy not been a friend for them so far. 1-4-10 they are. To the Magpies, 2-1, 13. Renix unable to convert. That's his second behind on the afternoon. And once again, I think it will be Westcott with kick-in duties. In fact, it's Kavara who will bring the ball back into play. So John Kavara looks to the corridor. Unsure where to go. Doesn't have too many places. He's going to have to go to a 1-on-1, but this should work out beautifully to Westcott in the end. He held the mark, and this might be 25. Yep, the umpire says, Sealy, you got there too late. So Westcott will gain a bit of territory. Probably not going to be close enough to kick for goal, but he does have Campbell leading towards him. Westcott, though, spots him late, goes low, and that's a beautiful kick, and this will be a look at goal now for the Magpies. So they can potentially stretch the lead to 9 points here with a straight kick. It was beautifully done by Campbell. He made good use of the 25-metre penalty, and Chris Campbell can line them up from about 35 out on a slide angle. Checks the grass. Campbell, in he comes. Already got the 1 goal in the afternoon so far. Can he make it 2? On the left, and no, he's put it across to the right. He misses. 2 goals to 14 now at Belgrave to Yea at 1 goal 4-10. Campbell with his second behind to go with his 1 goal. So once again the kicking duties here for Christie. It's a really long kick as well, and the mark couldn't be taken there by Zipsin. Just couldn't quite stick it at the last moment. The handball through the corridor is a beauty to Evans. High up and under ball. Sutherland is there, but again doing really well was Westcott. He put himself in the hole and cut it off. He comes out wide to the skipper in Pemberton, who was away. Tucks the ball under his arm. Has a bounce. Low trajectory ball down the line, but he's going to turn it over here because Campbell lost his footing at the wrong time. Now once again Yea can counter attack. They'll go through the broadcast side of the ground. Should fall into the lap here on that occasion of Marks, who does eventually stick it. Marks assesses his options, loads up in the right boot, high up and under ball here. Can someone take a mark? Marasco at the back maybe. Here is Sutherland. Can he keep it in play? No, he can't. It's through for another rush behind. So again, Yea wasting their opportunities going inside forward 50. They're 1-5-11 now to Belgrave 2-2-14. And again, Kavara up with the kicking duties. 21 minutes into the first quarter. John Kavara just chips it out wide. Pretty good kick in that occasion to Somervale. Somervale, he's got Freeman long. He goes beyond him though, looking for Campbell. It's going to go over his head though, through the hands of Gilby. Spills out the back. Do they keep it in play? No, they don't. Happy to escort it over there was Hargraves, and we will have a boundary throw in just to the right of our broadcast position here at Belgrave. So it looks like Summers will go up on the ruck once again. Darcy Pell will go up here for Yea, so he seems to be the main man chopping out Sealy. Up it goes. Pell to the front, wins the tap. Plenty of players around the contest here. High up and under ball to about half forward. It should be cut off though, and that's a good intercept mark taken there by Daniel Ryan. Umpire just stops them for the moment. Ryan through the corridor, good kick. And they can build off this, the Magpies. Currently in the hands there of, I think it was Stowe. High up and under ball, no mark can be taken. No, there was a mark taken in the end, it was Gilby. So Gilby just got to step off the man on the mark. Looks to the corridor, has Evans out wide, goes up the line, and that's a pretty good one in the end to Pell, who did well in a bit of a one-on-one there against King. Pell back into the corridor. It's a wobbly kick, but the bounce of the ball will work out okay. So once again, the Tigers inside forward 50. Sutherland's in a one-on-one. Should get the bounce of the ball. There's a push, and it's going to go Belgrave's way. So Sutherland hasn't quite got the service he would have liked so far today. Kavara wins an important one-on-one, and he kicks through the corridor once again. So both sides really happy to go through the middle of the ground. Ball once again in the hands of Stowe. He goes out wide. That's a good one as well. Ball comes all the way back to Westcott. Westcott across to Somervale. So now they look to the broadcast side of the ground. They've switched it up beautifully here of the Magpies. Somervale, short kick up the line is a good one. Campbell presented nicely. He'll go through the corridor. Swings around onto that left boot of his. Gets the ball to about half forward. Can he find a set of hands? Yes, he can. Straight to the lap of Kyle Nunn. Hands it away. Beautifully done there. Selling the candy was Joshua Brown. Kicks towards goal. Looks pretty good. It's a bit of a wobbler, but it's home. Josh Brown has nailed it. He sold the candy beautifully, and Belgrave extend the margin to 9 points. 3-2-20 they are to Yea 1-5-11. We've been going 23 minutes into quarter number 1.
Really good effort from Brown there to take a mark and dodge around his opponent. Sold a fair bit of candy. It was looking very impressive. Like you said, didn't look fantastic through the air. The ball drop must have been very optimal, but sailed through. It doesn't really matter what it looks like if he goes through the big stick. So very well done by Josh Brown. It's
been a bit of a theme of the day, it has to be said, Adam. It hasn't been
certainly
the prettiest game of football. It looked like it was going to wobble offline, and then it wobbled so much that it wobbled back the other way and straightened up. So important goal there for Belgrave. They get the margin out to 9 points, so Sealy just thumps it forward. This might work out okay. Brown, who kicked the goal moments ago, couldn't get the ball under his control. Sealy busts through a couple. He'll put him inside forward 50. Kicks it around his body. Pell couldn't take the mark, but they've got numbers out the back here, do Yea. This should be a kick towards goal. Looks pretty good, and it's home. They get the instant response, the Tigers. How about that? Real clever finish that was. We'll find out who it was in a moment. It was that man there, Renix. He kicked a couple of behinds and eventually gets one to go through. Back to 3 points the difference. 2-5-17 of the Tigers to the Magpies. 3-2-20. 24 minutes now gone into quarter number 1.
Very quick response there from Yea, and exactly what they would have wanted. They needed to get one on the board. I'm still in shock that there's players out there with long sleeve jumpers today. And given how hot it is in here, I cannot believe. Surely there'll be some changes at quarter time. Oh, I couldn't imagine being out there in a long sleeve jumper today.
No, it's an interesting one, sir. But as I say, some people are just staunch to that long sleeve jumper. They'll wear it in any conditions. So the ball is back in the middle, nearing probably the end of this first quarter, and been a pretty tight tussle. Both sides probably have another cleaner start to this game, but they've both kept themselves in it. Evans goes out wide, nearly turned over, but no mark could be taken. Doing really well there at ground level was the big man, and Hayden Witten handballs back to one of his teammates, but he was taken in a tackle. Now Belgrave in an attack, high up and under ball, probably should be cut off. No mark could be taken though. Out the back there was Daniel Evans. He got the ball under his control, but he was taken holding the ball, and Belgrave will go inside forward 50 in just a couple of moments, you would think.
Oh, someone.
It's Jack
the
Christie.
Still down there,
yeah, Jack Christie slow to get up after that one. Seemed to be in the middle of the contest, just got a bit sandwiched and might have copped a knee in the hip, I think.
Low spearing ball into the pocket. Oh, just over the head there of Lachlan King. Just had a bit too much pepper on at that kick, and it will be a boundary throw and inside the forward pocket for Belgrave, who once again have the territory. They've done it pretty well so far today. So going up on the ruck here for the Magpies is Paddy Beggs. And I believe... can't quite pick up who it is going in there for Yay. I think it might be Nick Gilby. That's an interesting one. So up it goes. Beggs with front position, but I think Gilby won it from the back. Huge numbers around the ball in this contest. There's a whistle. Free kick for a push, and this is going to go Belgrave's way. There we go. So a free kick for the Magpies inside forward 50, so they will get a look at goal here. And we'll find out who the recipient is in just a couple of moments. It looks like it will be William Stowe. So a bit of an angle to deal with, but distance shouldn't be a problem. 26 minutes gone into the first quarter, so this could be a bit of a late red time dagger here for Yay if Stowe can kick truly. In he comes. And he's kicked the goal. There we go, and they come from all corners. I think a 25-metre penalty was going to be paid, but it does not matter. Stowe has nailed it, and he extends the margin back out to 9 points.
It is a great pick-up for Belgrave. This was one of the players that Pembers was talking about pre-game, Aiden. So actually last year Stowe was at Upwey Tacoma, and he was the under-19s league best and fairest. So a great pick-up for them this season.
And I imagine that must have been his first goal for the club, Steph, because they came from all corners to get around him. So fantastic stuff there, and Belgrave again just get a bit of an advantage. 4-2-26 to 2-5-17. Deep into the first quarter here in the match of the round at Belgrave Recreation Reserve. So the ball's back in the middle once again. It will be Summers to go on the ruck up against Seeley. These two have done most of the battle so far. Seeley went early. Neither ruckman was able to get a hand to it. Ball bobbles along the ground. Forgery was unable to get the ball under his control. Umpire will eventually come in and calls for it, so we will have a stoppage just forward to centre here for the Tigers on the pavilion side of the ground. Up it goes. Summers went up early, won the tap as well. Good pressure being applied there by Jaden Wood. Again, huge numbers around the ball. And that will do us here for quarter time in the match of the round here at Belgrave Recreation Reserve. And it has been a pretty tight tussle so far. The Magpies, 4-2-26, lead Yay, 2-5-17. Adam, what did you make of that first quarter?
Like you said, very tight tussle, but it's certainly one...
Calm and call Yarra Valley Towing, station sponsor.
It's a break at the match of the day, and we will be crossing back in a few moments when play resumes.
Living, working and playing in the Yarra Valley. The home of Yarra Valley FM 99.1. The voice of the valley.
And we're about to go back to the guys at the football. Guys, we're back on.
Thank you very much, Alan. Yet we are just underway here in the second quarter now. Second quarter action in the match of the round. Yay, currently inside forward. 50. Evans kicks towards goal. Does it hold the line? It does. Fantastic stuff there from Paddy Evans. He nails an early goal in the second quarter, and just like that, the Tigers back within 3 points. 3-5-23 they are to Belgrave, 4-2-26. Adam, just the perfect start for the Tigers.
Really was. Quite a good shot at goal. Just managed to pick it up off the ground. Nice second effort after a stoppage, and just really snapped it home. I really thought it wasn't going to go in. It just stayed true, and it was really good goal to watch. Actually got a really good view.
I think you're right, Adam. It looked like it was going to bend, but fortunately for Evans, it just kind of straightened. It didn't bend anymore and just held the line. So important goal there for the Tigers just to get themselves right back into it. Only 3 points the difference now. So 4-2-26 to 3-5-23, and the ball is back in the middle. So once again, Summers and Seeley to do battle in the ruck. What can the two big ruckmen manage here? It's been a pretty even battle so far. Up it goes. Seeley probably got the better of that one. Got it down to one of his teammates. And once again, Yay can press forward over the head of Ben Sandals. Here we go. Beautifully intercepted on that occasion by Josh Brown. Did he kick a beautiful goal in the first quarter? Tried to get it with his teammate there, Campbell, but he couldn't stick the mark. And now the Tigers are on the counter-attack. Long kick is a good one. Currently in the hands of Marks. Can put him inside forward 50. Long ball. Sutherland is a long option. But Marks, I'll tell you what, nearly bounced through for him, but eventually rushed over the line. Good defensive work there by Somervale to rush it over. And yay, now 3-6-24 to Belgrave. 4-2-26. 2 points of difference in the match of the round. We've been going a minute and a half into the second quarter. Long ball, having front position there for Belgrave was Beggs, and he takes a good strong mark, and he won't waste any time. Brown once again with a high up and under ball, though. Rie seemed to have the representation. No one could take the mark. Picked up at ground level there by Faulkner. Goes backwards to goes forwards. Seeley's got ball in hand, but he's been corralled here by Kyle Nunn. But eventually Seeley gets around him. Did well to get it to his teammate there in Renix. Renix nearly turned it over, but it fell into the lap of one of his teammates. Now they press forward once again, unable to get under his control as Lachlan King. Eventually gets a handball away towards the boundary line. Umpires found a free kick here for a hold, and this will go the way of Belgrave. Real chaos stuff at the moment in this first quarter. So Lockie King has Brown as a short option, but he'll go beyond him. Long kick. Powell will park himself underneath it. Oh, nearly taking the mark there was Power, but he just couldn't quite stick it. It will be thrown back into play on the broadcast side of the ground at half forward for Belgrave. So looking the two rucks here. Pell will go up this time. It'll still be Summers for Belgrave. So boundary throw in. Up it goes. Pell with front position. Was he held? No, umpire calls him to go. Fell into the lap of Hamilton. It's a high up and under ball, bit of a helicopter. Sandals is there in a 1-on-1 with Brown, but Brown takes the mark, and 25 metres is paid, and Sandals cannot believe it.
I think we should keep talking before anyone says anything stupid and comes through on the radio. So I think just a little bit dealt with after he marked the ball was Josh Brown. So umpires decided it was worthy of a 25-metre penalty as he lights up for a shot on goal. He's
already got one in the afternoon, Josh Brown, and what a goal it was. Now he's got the set shot from about 45. Wheels around on an arc. Just offline, is it? Yes. Just couldn't quite get it to come back. So a reprieve for the A defence, 4-3-27 hour Belgrave.
It was a good-looking kick, and it was coming back, just not quite enough at the end there.
It was sort of started offline, then it started to work its way back, and then it just faded again. So 3 points the difference in the match of the round. 3.5 into the second quarter. 4-3-27 of the Magpies to 3-6-24. Yay. Papadopoulos has got it in the back pocket for the Tigers. Again decides to come back into the corridor. Always a bit of a risky option in defence, but both teams have looked to do that as much as they possibly can today. High up and under ball. Here is Ben Sandals. Presented nicely. Handballs away to one of his teammates. Long kick down the line. Should work out okay to Marasco, who eventually gets the ball under his control. Wants to wheel and go, but he doesn't have a whole lot ahead of him. So he steps off the man of the mark and waits for options to get back. Marasco wanted to go to half forward. Then he wanted to go back into the corridor. Eventually just goes long, high inside the forward 50. Plenty of flyers wanted. Here is Ben Sandals. Kick towards goal. Will not come back, and it's offline. So another behind for the Tigers. Back to 2 points the difference. 3-7-25 now away to Belgrave. 4-3-27. 4.5 into the second quarter. So Ben Sandals been pretty busy these last couple of minutes. Cavara, who's taken all the kicking duties for Belgrave, and he's had plenty of them because Yay have already got 7 behinds on the board. Looks to the pavilion side of the ground. Long ball. Can someone take a mark here? No, they won't. It will spill over the back, but they might be a chance, Belgrave, if someone can take it cleanly, but they can't. Ball comes back into the corridor. Mark sends Yay inside forward 50, but Belgrave have got all the numbers back here. Beautiful mark taken by Westcott. Parked himself underneath it and holds things up at the moment, but Marasco comes across, couldn't quite take the mark, but he affected it. Somervale wasn't able to stick it. Oh, gee, Somervale didn't realise the handball was coming his way. Eventually gets Belgrave out of trouble, though. Pemberton is involved. He goes back to Cavara. Cavara kicks across goal dangerously, but this should work out okay. And they're out of trouble for the moment. Other Magpies through the corridor they go. Beautiful kick it was to Jaden Wood, who's been a little bit quiet today. He handballs off to one of his teammates. Now it's under the agency here of Pentland, who can send Belgrave inside forward 50. He might have set Salva home. None. Can he take the mark? Can he get one on the goal line?
No, rushed over.
Touch through for a behind. So back to 3 points the difference. 4-4-28. Neither side able to find a goal. And that is Belgrave's first rush behind for the afternoon. And wasting no time here off the boot of Daniel Evans. Long kick to the pavilion side of the ground. Beautifully done there by Pentland, who's been one of the major ball winners for Belgrave this season. The highest averaging disposals for the midfielders of this Magpies lineup. And it goes out of bounds and it will be thrown back into play on the pavilion side of the ground. Just forward to centre for Belgrave. So Caleb Bryce to go up in the ruck. He gets front position as well on Seeley. Ball heads towards the boundary line once again. Going to be a tough one to manage, but they do make this one work to the Magpies. King kicks the ball back into the corridor. He does find an option, and it bounced beautifully for Jaden Wood, who finds Pemberton. Oh, beautifully done by the Belgrave captain. Stepped around a couple of Yay defenders, gets the ball to Campbell. Can he get the ball under his control? Oh, he didn't get a fortuitous bounce, but he did well to get around Gilby, did he? Oh, he slammed into the fence, and that'll be a dangerous tackle. Yep, good decision from the umpire. There we go, Gilby, just way too much on that tackle. Had to have known that was never going to end well for him. And Chris Campbell might back himself in here. We'll get a pretty good look at this one as well. He kicked a few goals the last time these two sides played. On the left boot. Looks pretty good off the boot. Has it got the carry? No, it just falls short. Gee, had it just on line, but just didn't quite have the trip. And unfortunately for Chris Campbell, he couldn't get it through, and that is another rush behind. 4-5-29 to 3-7-25. Adam, neither sides are taking their opportunities at goal.
Yeah, no, it's been a bit of an inaccurate goal-kicking day for both sides, and I think this might be one of the ones where it might cost him in the end.
Quite possibly. So Yay looked to get out of trouble. Papadopoulos is the option for this kick. He couldn't quite stick the mark. Campbell provided some good defensive pressure. Handball comes back into the corridor. Dangerous one, but Rennick's made it work in the end. Back to Papadopoulos, who's been pretty busy today. That kick, though, should be cut off. Pemberton, he stuck the one-hander beautifully, and he handballs away. Beautifully done to Brown. Josh Brown has a bounce. He's going to get run down, is he? No, kicks towards goal. Looks pretty good. Downfield free kick. And this will be a free kick in the goal square, I believe, for Belgrave. No, it's a free kick in the pocket, centering ball. There's another whistle. What is going on out here?
Don't have a clue.
So much confusion. I've got absolutely no clue what is happening. So no, the free kick was paid to Brown.
Brown, yeah.
So I thought it was downfield, but the umpire said it was simultaneous. So Josh Brown will get another look at goal. He's one goal, one for the afternoon. Had a set shot from a similar spot, but just on the other side of the ground a few minutes ago in this second quarter. And he comes now to get it out to a 10-point difference. Looks pretty good off the boot. Just offline. 4-6-30 now up Belgrave to Yay at 3-7-25. 5 points the difference. 8.5 into the second quarter. So unfortunately for Belgrave, again, unable to convert. They've got all the territory at the moment in this second quarter. Yay look to go through the pavilion side of the ground, but they've turned it over again. Currently in the hands of Pentland, who gets a handball away to Wood. Kicks the ball to about half-wood, looking for Kyle Nunn. Was he held? No. Umpire calls him to go, and Yay forced the turnover. The option there was Zips in, but the handball missed him, but it still worked okay in the end for the Tigers. Here is Seeley, under all sorts of pressure. They get a kick around the body to the Tigers to about half-wood. Marasco couldn't quite trap it. He's put under pressure here by Somervale, but he's been pushed in the back. And they will get a reprieve here. Yay to go inside forward 50. Sandals is the long option. Can he get it to him? No. Here is Sutherland. But beautifully done once again by Westcott. What a game he's had. That's got to be about his fourth or fifth intercept mark already, Adam.
Has to be. He's played out of his mind in the back line there, doing some really good stuff to intercept and stop them from scoring.
Long kick, but it's turned over once again. Renix has been pretty busy for the Tigers. He'll put him back inside forward 50. Can a mark be taken here? No. Ball spills to ground level, but there's another whistle. And a free kick here going to go the way of Ben Sandals. Might just be within range. We'll have a look. I think he is going to back himself in.
Looks like it.
So this, potentially to put Yay back in front. They're 5 points adrift at the moment, and if Ben Sandals can kick truly here, he can get his side back in front. Been plenty of lead changes in this game so far. He missed one a few minutes ago. How will he go on the set shot? In he comes. Looks pretty good off the boot, and he's absolutely nailed it, Ben Sandals. He's got his first for the afternoon, and Yay are back in front, 4-7-31 to Belgrave, 4-6-30. We've been going 10 minutes into the second quarter in the match of the round.
I'll tell you what, this intensity has not calmed down at all. I feel like there's been plenty of turnovers because of it. I thought they might have settled a little bit at quarter time, but that's not been the case at all. And yeah, I mean, we could have had a lot higher scoring game by now if they had been accurate in front of goal too. So
no, you're most certainly right, Steph. Just not really. I think, Adam, it's probably a mixture of bad kicks to goal, but just bad, probably forward 50 entries as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Delivery to the forwards has not been on point today. It's something that I've noticed. But you know, people are trying to make do with what they've got, and there's the few goals that have been kicked have been quite good. So.
Yep. So it's back in the middle once again, and it will be take two in the centre, just forward a centre for Yay. Seeley went early, tapped the ball straight to ground, and the big Motha players just trapped it. So up it goes once again. Thumped forward on that occasion there by Caleb Bryce, who's chopped out the big fella Summers, and now Yay are out once again. There's a whistle, and
It'll be a late hit on... I can't see who that is from here, but got rid of the ball, just got slammed into just after he disposed of it. So initially going to be a yay free kick. And yeah, here we go.
There is a bit of feeling, so they will go inside forward 50 here. The Tigers once again. Marasco, oh, he's got it, has he? No, he just lost it at the last moment. Renix is involved once again. He seems to be everywhere here, does Renix. Ball comes to ground level. Papadopoulos lays a strong tackle, but the umpire calls for it at half forward. So another stoppage.
Marasco needed just slightly more fingertips to get his hands on that one. He had 2 goes at it and almost made a really good mark, but unfortunately dropped it on the floor.
Would have been very clever. Kick comes off the boot on that occasion there of Aldous. Can he find a set of hands? He can, but don't tell me it's Westcott once again.
Oh, my goodness me.
He's taken them uncontested. He's taken them contested. And gee, if he wasn't playing today, I reckon Belgrave would be trailing by a couple of goals. He's been so important. Long kick to Campbell. Spills over the back and falls straight into the lap there on that occasion of Beggs. Beggs assessed the corridor momentarily, but I think he will go down the line. Umpire calls him to go. Loads up to about half forward. Campbell is there, and he's taken a good strong mark, as he know. Just lost it at the last moment. In goes Faulkner. And the umpire calls for a stoppage once again. And gee, I tell you what, Nick Mackay looks a bit sore here.
He's very sore, rolling around a bit. Grabbing at his lower back, I think, so might have to keep an eye on that one. He's still staying on the field at the moment, but...
Up it goes once again. Seeley waited at ground level and did it well, roved his own work, and now once again Yay on the counter-attack. That kick, though, not going to work out. Here is Ben Sanders once again in a one-on-one. Oh, gee, beautifully done. Attacked the ball there was Christie. Forgery it was, sorry, in fact.
Ooh.
Huge numbers around the ball, and the umpire's going to have to call for this one. We will have a stoppage right in front of our broadcast position here at Belgrave Recreation Reserve. So, once again, it'll be Seeley in the ruck up against Summers. Been a pretty even battle in the ruck so far today, it has to be said. Up it goes. Summers goes early, but Seeley won it. And they get the ball moving here. Little kick off the boot there from Cam Evans. Gets it to about half forward. Westcott once again is involved. In goes Zips in for Yay. And once again, the umpire calls for a stoppage. So what can they manage here, the Tigers? They've managed to get themselves back in front, and they've got the territory for the moment. So Marasco will go up in the ruck this time for Yay. Marasco does well, wins the tap, but it should be sharked here. Josh Brown just can't take the ball cleanly, though. Does he escort the ball over? No, he doesn't. Got a handle away just in time to Mackay, who kicked around his body, but it's turned over. Good intercept mark taken by Renix, who's been one of Yay's best. Kicks the ball to about half forward, and that's a really good option as well. Currently in the hands of Aldous. Aldous, high ball, high up and under ball into the forward pocket. Can a mark be taken here? Westcott again! Chris Westcott, what a game he is having. He is just a brick wall in defence at the moment. They just can't get it past him. Adam, they've got to change the way they're going inside forward 50, surely. Yeah, they keep kicking the ball long and he keeps stopping everything.
Yeah, you can't just keep bombing it in long if you know that Westcott's going to take the mark, which he has done on every occasion so far. So I think they've got to try and play around with some shorter kicks as the ball dribbles out of bounds about half forward. So they've got to find another way into entering the forward 50. Yeah, they just try and find something. See if you can get someone open in the pocket or even like a high half forward. Just see if there's another avenue, because bombing it long isn't working.
No, it's not. And Steph, I think more importantly too for Belgrave, Corbin Sutherland, he hasn't really looked at today at all. He kicked 68 goals last season, but they've kept him very quiet.
Yeah, they have kept him very quiet, and it's a tough job because he was our leading goal kicker in Division 1 last year and is normally very strong in front of goal, so they've been doing an excellent job of keeping him out of this game.
So, once again, another kick along the wing has been turned over. It's gone out of bounds on the full. Ball currently in the hands at the moment of Hayden Witten, who loads up in the left boot. So again, they decide to go long inside forward 50. This might work, but again, no mark can be taken. Here we go, though. Here's an opportunity for Marks. Can he get away? No, he's gone. Oh, Marks looks set for goal there, and he just got tackled at the last moment. Don't tell me this is a reversal. No, I think it's a 25-metre penalty.
But there's certainly a lot of feeling happening in that pocket. It's kind of hard to see. It's on the complete opposite ground of us, but it seemed to be a bit of a shove after the free kick was paid, and now it's seemed to be a whole bit of argy-bargy going around.
There does seem to be a bit of a modern-day rivalry forming between these two, between last season and this season.
And what's that? Is another 25?
I was just about to say that, Steph, because there's been a lot of feeling in this game today. There's been a few scuffles. And there has been a few 25-metre penalties from player remonstration. In fact, this might even be 50 metres, how far the ball's gone.
Yeah, it is. So there was a second 25 paid as Pembers got shoved over unnecessarily behind the ball, straight in front of the umpire too. I don't know who did it, but I don't know what they were thinking.
I think this will be a shot at goal. Can't quite pick up who it is. But this to get Belgrave back in front. Low trajectory ball is offline. So I didn't quite... I think that might have been Daniel Ryan. So Daniel Ryan offline and scores a level. So 4-7-31 apiece it is in the match of the round. Good little chip kick works out to Evans. Evans up the line. That was Cameron Evans to Daniel Evans. High up and under ball. Sanders was the long option. Oh, there's going to be a downfield free kick. So some really undisciplined play. Ben Sanders is over the back here if they can get it to him. But oh dear, Aldo's just didn't spot him. He probably had the sit there. Most importantly, Chris Campbell wasn't in the area. Not Campbell, sorry. In fact, Westcott. They've turned it over here. That is a costly mistake. Pentland with the easiest of intercept marks. Just laced him out. So Pentland has got Campbell down the line, but he's kicked it straight to the man of the mark. Here's Cam Evans once again. Ben Sanders called for the handball, but didn't get it. High up and under ball inside forward 50. Don't tell me.
It can't be. Westcott.
It is Chris Westcott again. The brick wall. He is not stopping anything. Out wide he goes, and that's a good kick to Summers. And Ye just cannot get it past him. So Summers high up and under ball down the line. Looking for the big fella there, and Beggs, and they've got one over the back here. Tucking it under his arm is Mackay. He puts him inside forward 50.
Oh.
No mark can be taken. They control the ground level ball well, do Ye, because they're under all sorts of pressure. Marks did pretty well considering umpire spots a hold, and this is going to go the way of the Tigers. None can't believe it. And Darcy Pell, the recipient of the free kick. So just a little tug on the jump off at the umpire, and that's all you need. So Ye hold up in defence, and another 25-metre penalty. Can you believe this?
There's been a few of those paid today, and that double as well. So I reckon we're up to double figures.
We'd have to be close for sure.
It's hard to me to have a bit of flow today, isn't it? It feels a bit stop-start.
Evans long kick inside forward 50. Oh! It wasn't Westcott, but another beautiful intercept mark. This time it was Lachlan King. King wastes absolutely no time, and that's a beautiful kick to Nathan Power, who had plenty of room to work with. Doesn't have a whole lot to go to, though. Assesses the corridor, but he'll go down the line. Low trajectory ball, but he's turned it over. Intercept mark straight to the hands of Josh Palmer. Palmer goes out wide to the skipper and Evans. Evans back into the corridor. Good little chip kick, just carries the required 15 metres. That was Paddy Evans to Cam Evans. He goes inboard as well. Good kick on that occasion there. Working out to Witten. Witten wheels around onto the left. High up and under ball. This is where it's all going wrong. Westcott is there, but he won't take the mark. Eventually one of the Yay players has found front position. We'll figure out who it is in a moment. But the Tigers with a look at goal here. I think it's Riley Aldo's. It is. So Riley Aldo's. This for a clean 6-point margin for Yay. 19 minutes have gone in the second quarter, and goals have been hard to come by. It's not been the most disciplined game. It's not been the most clean game, but Riley Aldo's goals have been like gold today. In he comes. And he makes absolutely no mistake. He puts the Tigers up by 6 points.
No, it's actually been paid by a point. Umpire looked very convinced it was a goal until he only put the one finger out, so a bit of an interesting one.
Yeah, the Yay players seem to like it as well. Anyway, they might have another opportunity here if they can go inside forward 50. Pemberton, the skipper, lays a strong tackle and he's been rewarded. Came in and helped one of his teammates. No, it is going to go to Pemberton. Another 25-metre penalty. And Liam Pemberton, he won't want to waste any time. He just loads up on the right boot. Long kick, looking for Kyle. No mark can be taken. Plenty of numbers around the ball. Palmer goes in for the Tigers. And holding the ball's been paid. This time it's going to go the way of Yay. So both defences are holding up really well. Neither side can get a look inside forward 50, Steph.
It's been very interesting. I feel like they're definitely trying. It's just not working out at either end.
So a free kick going to go the way of the Tigers. Holding the ball was paid. Palmer gets it in the back pocket. Had plenty of room to work with. Looks at the options down the line. Just chips it up looking for Sealy. Just couldn't quite get it. Pemberton did really well because he was a bit of a mismatch in terms of height. Getting the handball away in time was Bell. Bell did really well to Fordry. Kicks across goal. That's a beautiful kick as well. The mark couldn't be taken though by Marks and he couldn't get the ball under his control. King did really well. Got the handball away to Beggs. Beggs gets him moving forward and this should work out here. Kick coming off the boot of Freeman. High up and under ball to half forward. With front position here is Sam Nicholson. Can he get the ball under his control? Gets it away to Evans and Evans takes it over the boundary line and it will be thrown back in on the outer side of the ground at half forward. Frantic stuff again.
You would think that turnovers and inside 50 entries would be a big conversation topic for both teams at the halftime break.
Oh, I think most certainly, Steph, you're spot on. It's, as we say, not been the cleanest game of footy. Beggs, kick towards goal. Don't tell me. No, it's offline. Scores a level again. 4-8, 32 apiece. So the big fella probably doing the right thing there. Didn't try to tap it down. He just grabbed it out of the ruck, but he just couldn't quite get the hook on his kick. So Daniel Evans will take the kicking duties for Yay. Scores all level at the moment. 21 minutes have elapsed into the second quarter. Evans assesses the options through the corridor, then looks to the pavilion side of the ground, and that's where he goes, and he just chips it out short. And that ball probably just making the required 15 metres for it to be paid a mark. Not a whole lot to go to. Once again, they chip across goal. Banter umpire happy to allow it. So the mark was taken in the end by Faulkner. Was squeezed right up on that boundary line. Faulkner loads up on the right boot, sends it down the line. That might be a really good kick in the end of the mark and be taken. No, it spills over the back. Might still work out though, but Belgrave forced a turnover. Beggs once again sends the ball down the line. Couldn't find a set of hands on. The ball trickles over the boundary line. It will be thrown back into play. Probably not the worst result though. A stoppage inside forward 50, Adam.
Yeah, no, look, it wasn't 100% the best result they could have gotten, obviously, a mark inside 50, but for an out of bounds, a stoppage inside forward 50, you can't deny that is still a good opportunity for a score.
So once again, boundary thrown. So Beggs has done a lot more of the ruck work for Belgrave. Couldn't quite get front position on Sealy, who won the tap. Sealy did well to get it down to Fordry. Fordry gets Yay out of defence for the moment, but this should be turned over. Oh, was it kept in play? No, boundary umpire said it went over. So a good effort from Caleb Bryce, but he just couldn't beat the ball to the boundary line. So boundary thrown right in front of our broadcast position here at Belgrave Recreation Reserve. 23 minutes have elapsed in the second quarter. And it will be Bryce to go up in the ruck for Belgrave. Sealy once again to do battle for Yay. Bryce with front position, taps back into the corridor. This could be a dangerous one because running onto it is Hayden Witten, who's been pretty busy today. Belgrave, they handball backwards to go forwards, which could be a dangerous option. Wood did pretty well, got the handball away just in time, was nearly turned over though by Zipson. Zipson gets the ball under his control, tried to get it to that man Sandals. They might have a look at goal here. Ben Sandals picks it up. Was he pushed? No, it's a stoppage inside forward 50 for the Tigers. And they look pretty dangerous there, but they just couldn't quite find some free space. So Marasco to do the ruck work. Up it goes. Bryce taps back into the corridor dangerously. Gathered by Gilby, but he was tackled straight away. And again, another stoppage. So scores level at the moment if you're just tuning into the match of the round. 4 goals, 8-32 apiece. Been a tight tussle all day. Umpire will throw it up once again. Up it goes. Both ruckmen got a bit of a hand to it. Belgrave desperately trying to get this ball out of the defensive 50. Beautifully picked up by Fordry. Got a kick around the body. And it trickles over the boundary line. We'll have another stoppage inside forward 50, this time a boundary throw-in. So boundary throw-in inside forward 50 for the Tigers. We're pressing pretty hard, but Belgrave have held up quite well defensively. Up it goes once again. Bryce with front position. Marasco, though, won it from the back, but Belgrave might be away here. They've done this pretty well. Long kick through the corridor, but they've got no one at home, and this should be the easiest set of intercept marks. And it is taken back through the corridor. They go. Sealy had plenty of room to work with. He chips across, looking for Palmer, who eventually got the bounce of the ball to go his way. Swings onto the left boot, can put Yay inside forward 50. Was looking for Marasco. Oh, gee, was a bit of a leg spinner. Here we go. This might be an opportunity for Zipsin. Steps around a couple. Got it back to Marasco. Marasco taken on the tackle, and he's been penalised. Holding the ball, and the Belgrave defence hold up again, Adam. And there is a siren for half time. So what a game we have in our hands here. It has been a little bit scrappy. It's not been the cleanest, but it is all level at halftime. Adam, what an interesting contest we've had so far.
Absolutely, it has been. It's been very scrappy, very tight. Lots of feeling, as we've said a couple of times.
Underway in second half action here at the match of the round at Belgrave Recreation Reserve. So once again, Summers and Sealy to do battle in the ruck. Up it goes. Both rucks got a bit of a hand to it on that one. High up and under ball. And Pentland does well, takes the intercept mark. Kicks it out wide, and that should work out. Kyle Nunn up the ground, presented beautifully. And he'll look to wheel around onto the right boot, and that's exactly what he does. Umpire calls him to go, and he can get the ball inside forward 50 here for Belgrave. Nunn was there, but it was fisted away from him. King gets the ball under his control, got the handle away just in time. Here we go, this might be an opportunity. Kick towards goal from Freeman. Looks pretty good, but it's just offline. And Belgrave get the lead early days in the third quarter. 4:9:33 they are to Yea 4:8:32. Freeman unable to convert. So Yea bring the ball back into play. Long kick to the broadcast side of the ground. Can someone take a mark? It's through the hands of Evans. Forgery was unable to stick it out the back. The ball heads towards the boundary line. They keep it in play. Do the Magpies. A handball coming off the hands there of Mackay. And they might be a chance here. Stoke, can he get the ball under his control? No, he can't. Soccer back the other way. Looking for Paddy Evans, but it didn't work. Through traffic goes King. Got the handball away just in time. Ball spills to ground level once again. Sealy under all sorts of pressure. Good strong tackle laid there by Zipsin. And we will have a stoppage at half forward for Belgrave. So let's see what both sides can manufacture here. So once again, should be Summers in the ruck up against Sealy. Up it goes. Sealy taps it towards the boundary line. Kick was smothered, and they should be able to go inside forward 50 here. Getting the handle away just in time was Wood. Summers, the big man, kicks towards goal, but it's offline. Was it marked on the line? No, it wasn't. Just went a little bit too far. So 2 points the difference now, Belgrave, 4:10:34. Summers was unable to convert. And now Yea looks to go to the pavilion side of the ground, high up and under ball, pucking himself underneath it as Aldoz, and he's taken it, and he's away, Riley Aldoz. He can get the ball to about half forward, looking for Sandels, but the mark was taken beautifully there by Renix, who can put him inside forward 50. They've got to avoid Westcott. Rendell goes himself, and he's absolutely nailed it. Renix kicks the goal, and Yea get the lead back.
Yeah, just making the absolute most of their opportunities, which unfortunately Belgrave couldn't do up the other end. I think it'll be a tale of settling down a little bit, but also accurate goal kicking.
I do apologise to Jack. I called him Rendell. It is Renix, in fact, but he does get the lead back for the Tigers, most importantly, and maybe that's even the option, Adam. Just go long for goal. If you don't want the ball to end up in Chris Westcott's hands, just take the long shot.
100%. If you kick it from outside 50, he can't take a mark from inside 50. So I think it would just be, again, it's manoeuvring around him. Taking those longer shot opportunities is something that they might have to do, Yea. And I'm just keeping an eye out. I don't know who it was, but there was a Belgrave player down for a fair while after one of those contests holding an ankle, so I'll keep an eye out and see if there's anything, who that might be.
Up it goes, so Yea get themselves back in front, and they can go inside forward 50 here. Once again, Sandels was in the area. Renix too was involved, but doing a good job there was Johnson to get rid of a couple of Belgrave attackers. Now they can go inside forward 50. Oh, the ball was just thumped away from Pelly. Nearly had the easiest of chest marks, but it didn't work out for him in the end. Now they're on the counter-attack here. Summers looks to go to the broadcast side of the ground, but he couldn't find a teammate. Beautifully intercepted here by Faulkner. Can put the Tigers inside forward 50. High up and under ball. Westcott is in the area for Belgrave. No mark can be taken. Ball spills to ground level. Frantic stuff here for the Magpies. They've turned it over. Evans, the skipper, marks from directly in front, about 35 out. Oh, he looked to pass it off. No, go back and kick it, Paddy.
Have a crack.
He's got one goal in the afternoon. Can the Tigers skipper kick one of those captain's goals that, as Leo would say, only captains can kick? He's directly in front. Distance shouldn't be a problem. This to make it 10 points the difference. In he comes. It's offline. Oh, it's nearly marked on the line. Yea need to rush it over. They can't do so. Belgrave, in fact, need to rush it over. But eventually they get the ball under their control. The kick came out of the defensive 50 from Ryan, and he's done beautifully. Found a teammate up the line. Got into the hands of Power, who can put him inside forward 50. None is there, but a good intercept mark is taken. And they hold up the Yea defence. Beautifully done there on that occasion by Nicholson, who goes to the pavilion side of the ground. Marks was unable to take the mark. Coming across there was Pentland. Umpires found a holding free kick, and this is going to go the way of the Tigers. So once again, Yea got the ball at half-back. Hasn't been the cleanest game of footy, it has to be said. Kick down the line, 2-on-1. Over the head of Sandels. He was unable to take the mark, but Evans has once again got the ball under his control. Kicks inside forward 50. Here is Sutherland! And they've finally got him on the lead, Steph.
Oh, yeah, it's taken them a while, hasn't it? It's good to see Corbin get into the game. And I'm sure Yea will be very, very happy to have the ball in his hands after he was our Division 1 leading goal kicker last season.
He's 35 metres out on a bit of a 45-degree angle, but this to potentially make it a 10-point difference. In comes Corbin Sutherland. Goal umpire does not move. He's absolutely nailed it. 10 points the difference now for the Tigers. 6-8-44 they are to Belgrave 4-10-34. We've been going 5 minutes into the third quarter in the match of the round.
Scoring at a much higher rate this quarter than the first half. It's been all over the ground, that stayed the same, but for Sutherland to then, capitalise on the lead that he actually got, was able to beat his defender and just go back and slot it. You could see he was coming out of it pretty pumped. He slotted it and just went, "Look at me, boys! I've absolutely slotted this." So this is a resurgence for Yay, and hopefully the Tigers can keep this going.
And Adam, I'd have to say, Evan, that was great example sitting there by Evans. He lowered his eyes, he didn't bomb it in long, and he found a good option on the lead.
Exactly right. We were just talking about that.
So anyway, here go the Tigers once again. They've got a bit of momentum here. The ball comes to Renix, gets the handball away. Here is Sandell's low chipping ball into the forward pocket. Here is Sutherland again.
Is it back?
No way.
He's got it in the pocket. And what a start this could be for the Tigers if he can manicure this through. He is a right footer, so the angle probably doesn't suit him the best. What does he do? Does he go the check side, or I think he's going to back himself into the drop punt.
Well, I'd love it if he slots this.
Anyway, here we go. Sutherland. He's absolutely dogged him. What a goal that is from Corbin Sutherland. No troubles at all. He makes it 16 points the difference. Yay, 7-8-50 to Belgrave, 4-10-34. And they are on a tear, Adam.
Oh, absolutely, they are. After not seeing him in the first half, we just got a double feature from Sutherland. So it's absolutely cinema to watch. And honestly, that's two leads that he's just easily broken away from. I don't know whether they've switched on who's been playing on him. But honestly, it was really just free. He was open completely, and so to nail that, it was an extremely hard kick the drop punt from one of the tightest angles in the game. So honestly, good on him. That's Yaya now 16 points in front.
Well, I reckon they've always been listening to us, because Sandals, just like Evans there, he just lowered his eyes. He didn't just bomb it in, and once again was able to find Sutherland on the lead. And a bit like Aaron Mullett last week, after having a couple of weeks ago, after having a quiet first half, he's in the game. But here is Kyle Nunn. He had a bit of a quiet first half too. Tucks it under his arm, kicks towards goal. It's coming back, but not enough. And it just goes through from behind. So Belgrave have also had 3 scoring shots this quarter, but they've been unable to convert. Kyle Nunn, just the 1 goal in the afternoon so far, and the Tigers have wasted absolutely no time, but they've turned it over. The ball comes back into the corridor. Can the mark be taken by Hamilton? No, but here is the captain, Pemberton, back to Kyle Nunn. There's a free kick here. It's going to go Belgrave's way, so it'll come back.
Pemberton might not be in very good shape here. He copped a late one high. Might have been an elbow off of, I don't know who that is, Pentland. Looked really sore initially.
No, he's back up. He's a tough man, the Belgrave skipper. He'll want to be out there, and he goes out wide to half forward, and he's done well. He's found a mark on the lead. He's got it to Mackay, who wastes no time. Low trajectory ball is a beauty, and here is Campbell. So Chris Campbell can line them up.
I was going to say, I apologise for that one. I might need to have a look at my team list again because, Pentland and him playing the same side. So it probably wasn't him that knocked him out considering he got the free kick for it. So, but he seems to be up and running now fine, so it's all right.
So another shot at goal. Don't think it's Campbell, sorry, in fact, but we will know in a moment. I think it's actually Mitch Summers, the big ruckman. What can he do? From about 40. Looks pretty good off the boot, and it holds the line. Summers has got it, the big ruckman. Absolutely nails it, gets the margin back to 9 points, 5-11-41 to Belgrave to Yay, 7-8-50. And we've been going nearly 9 minutes into quarter number 3.
Perhaps a bit of a settler for Belgrave there, but I do think that since the first half, Yay definitely looks a lot more relaxed, a lot more sure of themselves. They are taking their time, looking for those options inside 50, and it has made all the difference.
And you're absolutely right, Stephen. They've pulled the trigger at the appropriate times as well. When they've been able to catch Belgrave out, they've pulled that trigger. But as you say, they've also held up when they've needed to. They're not bombing the ball long, and that is making a bit of a difference. Clean entries inside forward 50. They've got Sutherland on the lead a couple of times. As once again the ball's back in the middle. Seeley up against Summers, who kicked the goal. And Summers won the tap as well, so he's got a bit of confidence up the big fella. Here is another stoppage just forward to centre for Belgrave. So if they can manufacture another goal here, the Magpies, suddenly they're back to a 3-point difference. So once again, both rucks to do battle in the middle. Unless it's a... No, it is... Oh, I'm so... No, there we go. It's another free kick. I'm so confused. There is just so much ill discipline in this game. Anyway, high up another ball inside forward. 50. Powell gets it from the back.
Wow. Very strong mark.
Big Darcy Pell had a bit of a quiet day so far as well, but now he's got a chance to interject himself. And if he can kick this, he can get that margin straight back to 15 points. And out of an instant response here would really sting.
100% it would. Belgrave just got themselves up and about after Summers slotted that one. So we'll see what Pell can do.
And he comes. And he makes absolutely no mistake. Straight over the goal umpire's cap for Darcy Pell. And he puts the margin straight back out to 15 points. And just like that, Yay get the instant response and regain the ascendancy.
Absolutely, they do. Yay are just doing everything they can to just keep their foot on the pedal. It's been a very close game. There's been a game of very ill-tempered and giving away free kicks and 25s. As we saw another free kick in the middle. I'm not sure what it was actually for. Didn't see a lot of signalling from the umpire. Lots of conversations between him and the players though. So I wonder if again it's just another too much talk and not enough playing footy. So hopefully if that straightens out, then we have a really good game on our hands.
Absolutely right, Adam. Summers wins the tap once again. Got it down to Pentland. And a free kick for a dangerous tackle. So this is going to go the way of Belgrave, and you've got to be careful here, because the umpire was ready to pay a 25-metre penalty there, I reckon, if someone remonstrated. So they're not going to pull the trigger too quickly here, Belgrave. They get the ball to about half forward. Seeley couldn't take the intercept mark, but they still win the ball back momentarily to Ye, but no one could take the ball cleanly. Kyle Nunn run into a brick wall, and they've turned it over again here for the Magpies. Evans got a kick away just in time, but Hamilton should force the interception. Eventually gets the bounce of the ball to go his way. Swings around onto the left, but doing really well with Zipson, but he couldn't take the mark either. Here we go. Here is Campbell. Fends off one. Handballs back to Brown. Brown kicks to the top of the square. Can he find a set of hands? No, he can't. Biggs couldn't quite stick the mark. Interesting bounce of the ball. Pemberton, kick around his body, and he's got it! A captain's goal for Liam Pemberton. Back to 9 points the difference.
It only increases the intensity and builds on this modern-day rivalry as each team just goes goal for goal, and it remains an extremely tight match.
Liam Pemberton, opportunist goal, and gee, that was so important for Belgrave. So we've seen a couple of quick ones. Both sides are really struggling in that second quarter, but they've found their accuracy now. Can Belgrave get another? Can they get the difference back to 3 points? Really hot contest it is out there at the moment, as we wait for the ball to come back into the middle. So I think Beggs has gone back in the ruck here for Belgrave, and Seeley's just battled it out all day. Pell's chopped him out a little bit when it's gone inside the forward 50, but Seeley really has been a warrior. So up it goes once again. Oh, Seeley just waited at ground level. Beggs probably went a little bit too early. Dumping tackle was laid, and the umpire's going to pay a free kick here for a dangerous tackle, it would seem. And he does. Here we go. So Mitten chips it short. Good one to Fordry. Fordry handballs away. Once again inside forward 50 of the Tigers. Sutherland! Oh, he couldn't quite stick it. That would have been a miraculous mark if he could have taken it. Marasco taken in a dumping tackle. And we have a stoppage inside forward 50 now for the Tigers, who are building once again.
What a moment that would have been. It would have been a really cool one-handed mark.
Up it goes.
Not to be.
Pell grabs it out of the ruck, the big fella, but he's taken in a tackle there on that occasion by Caleb Bryce. Another kick towards goal. It's home. Something from nothing for the Tigers. Couldn't even see who kicked that. There were so many players in that contest.
Not sure who it was either, but a little soccer off the ground from the pack, and it's worked beautifully for Ye.
Can't really tell. It was just such congestion in that one. I completely missed it, but once again the Tigers with the instant response, back to 15 points the difference. 9-8-62 they are.
I do think it might have been number 6, Zach Fordry, who got that little soccer off the ground.
All right. We'll back you in, Steph.
Players as heads back into the middle there.
So Fordry, I believe, got the goal. And once again, Ye get it back to 15 points of difference. They just can't string back-to-back goals together at the moment, can Belgrave. Nunn's gone into the middle for the Magpies. Once again, Mitten gets the ball out and he heads towards the boundary line, and that will trickle out of play. Not a bad result for the Tigers. A stoppage at half forward. So boundary throw in right on that 50 arc over there on the pavilion side of the ground. Ye currently attacking at the moment. They've got a 15-point margin on the Magpies. They'll love to try and extend it to 21. Up it goes. Boundary throw in. Getting front position there in the ruck was Caleb Bryce. Ball heads towards the boundary line once again and finds its way over. 14 and a half gone into the third quarter. And it has been a tight tussle, but Ye are just starting to find a bit of ascendancy when it really matters. What can the two rucks manage here? Up it goes once again. Seeley with front position on Bryce. Taps it over the back. It was nearly sharked there by Hamilton. Just couldn't quite get the bounce of the ball his way. Here is Brown. Plenty of numbers surround it, and once again the umpire comes in and calls for it. And we'll have another stoppage. Plenty of congestion around the contest at the moment, Adam.
100% there is. This is the same theme as earlier in the game. Lots of congestion, lots of scrap, lots of... so we get a high contact free kick going the way of Belgrave, I believe. Or maybe the way of Ye.
It's going to go the way of Ye. So Seeley, the big man, might even back himself in from range here.
Why wouldn't you? It's better than kicking it to... it's better than kicking it to Westcott.
Yep. Well, we haven't seen too much of Westcott this quarter, so Yay have done really well to negate his influence, and that's probably what we said at half-time, was if they could stop kicking the ball to him, they'd start kicking goals. So Blake Seeley, in he comes from outside the arc. Distance not a problem, and he's got it! 21 points the difference. Yay, 10-8-68 to Belgrave, 6-11-47, 16 minutes gone into the third quarter, and they are starting to kick away at him.
100% they are. Yay, just really putting on that pressure I was saying before. They knew that what they had to do was just not kick into Westcott all quarter, which is exactly what they haven't done. As we just said, we haven't seen him. I don't think he's touched the footy this quarter, and that's really good on Yay's behalf. So for them to figure out that, you either do a short chip kick or you just kick bombs from outside 50, you don't need to worry about any intercept marks in the mid-50. So it's a really good change of pace from Yay, and if they keep this up, they might find themselves on the winning side of this match.
Super important, Adam. You're right. They've addressed what was an issue in the first half, and it's working out really well for them. They are now 21 points ahead. In a pretty crucial time, they often say that the third quarter is the premiership quarter, and Yay are really coming away. Seeley just grabs out of the ruck and won a free kick for a block. Unless it's someone said the pointed the wrong way. No, the umpire is pretty content. It is a Yay free kick, so it'll come back to Seeley. They kicked the goal moments ago. Seeley hands it away to Evans. Puts him inside forward 50. Just over the head of Gilby, and the ball trickles over once again, and it will be thrown back into play. So a boundary throw in Yay's forward 50 as we start to approach red time in this third quarter, and Belgrave need to respond. Can't let Yay get another goal. This game is starting to slip away from them, and if they lose today, they'll be 0-5, and season 2025 will be starting to slip away. Pell, try to grab it out of the ruck. That would have been an opportunistic goal. Witten couldn't take it cleanly. Hamilton does, but he's taken in a tackle straight away, and the umpire calls for a stoppage. About 35 out from goal, inside Yay's forward 50. So Pell goes up once again, up against Bryce. Tap towards the boundary line. Marks put under all sorts of pressure there from Wood. Plenty of numbers around the contest, and another stoppage. So what can they manufacture here, the Tigers? Can they get another one? Pell to Marks, kicks around his body, but it was partially smothered. Sutherland is in the area. Belgrave seem to have the numbers. They try to exit out of this defensive 50, and King does really well. Steadfast in defence, and he finds an option, but the mark couldn't be taken. And it's another boundary throw, and this time on the pavilion side of the ground. So Yay really applying the pressure here, and Belgrave just not responding. Boundary throwing. Pell grabs it from the back. He can put him inside forward 50, but he was tackled and he's been penalised for holding the ball. And Belgrave might be away here. They stream numbers back. Hamilton wastes absolutely no time, gets the kick to about half forward to a 2-1 favouring the Tigers. They can go inside forward 50 here though. Belgrave, that should be turned over. No mark can be taken. Campbell, kick around his body, and he's got it. Much needed goal for Belgrave. Super important that went through. And they get the goal.
I think it was Power who kicked it.
Yep. Yeah. My apologies.
So Power's done really well to manoeuvre his man, who probably should have taken the inset mark if we were honest, but got the crumb and managed to somehow kick the ball around his opponent. I don't know how he managed to do it. Must have been like Neo in the Matrix, the other bloke. So just dodging around it. I don't know how he didn't touch it, but it was a very well manoeuvred ball by Nathan Power. So it's a goal back for Belgrave. So maybe we can get some momentum shifted in that direction. So let's see how the next play goes.
No, you're absolutely right there, Adam. And Nicholson, he had front position, dropped a bit of a chest mark in the end, which, as you say, should have been taken. So Belgrave, they can keep their season alive. Can they get the next one? Witten has turned it over. Was that a high tackle? Yes, it was. Umpire right there. So Pemberton, the skipper, can put his team back inside forward 50 once again, but he's got to get his kick away. It was nearly smothered by Evans. Comes out wide. Is the mark taken? Yes, it is. Beautifully stuck there by Johnston, who tried to handball it away. But Brown couldn't take it cleanly, and another high contact free kick.
This time against Belgrave, I think. No.
Just keeping an eye on number 18 from Yay, Hayden Witten, guys. He got a bit of a knock to the ankle, it looks like, in that contest, and he's gone straight to the bench, limped off the ground.
So Brown won't back himself in from range, chips into the pocket, no mark can be taken. Power again for 2 in a row, and he's got it! Back to 9 points the difference. 8-11-59 at Belgrave to Yay 10-8-68. Steph, the Magpies are back.
What a massive swing in momentum we've seen in this last little bit of play. It's keeping things very interesting. Belgrave definitely still well within this match.
Suddenly, back to 9 points the difference. 20 and a half have elapsed in the third quarter. And Belgrave, they know how important today is. They are desperate to get this win. They're desperate to keep 2025 alive. They will do everything in their power to, and they've got the last 2 goals. Can they make it 3 in a row? Can they get back within a goal? We'll find out in just a few moments as the ball comes back to the middle. So it looks like Bryce back up in the ruck once again. Seeley. Summers, in fact, for Belgrave. Up it goes. They've really thrown around the ruck duties, had the Magpies. Seeley wins the tap. Belgrave come up to meet it. So do the Yay players. Ball bobbles around at ground level. And now they're going to be away here, Belgrave. The handball came away from Stowe. Couldn't get it, though, cleanly. Palmer taking in a dumping tackle. Umpire comes in. We'll have another stoppage. Just forward to centre for Belgrave.
Can I tell you something that's been very underrated this? Is Blake Seeley's game in the ruck. He's done everything possible to give Yay the best chance of winning the Rove, and it's worked out perfectly. It's why they're ahead on the scoreboard.
And you're right, Adam, and he's done it all day. Belgrave have really thrown it around, but Seeley's done it. You know, Pell's tripped him out a little bit when it's been in Yay's forward line, but Seeley's just been magnificent. So another stoppage, and there's been plenty of stoppages today, it has to be said as well. So never fun for a ruckman. I can say that from experience. Here we go. Fordry once again goes in hard. Plenty of numbers around the contest. Once again, Yay, just surge it forward. Pell, the ball bounced away from him. Here is Brown once again, been pretty busy today. Gets a handball away, 2 or 1-on-1, but he's turned it over. Free kick for high contact. I think this is going to go the way of the Tigers, and it is. So they can go inside forward 50 here. This is Aldo's. Doesn't have a whole lot at home for the moment. Loads up on the right boot. High up and under ball, inside forward 50. Can a mark be taken?
Ooh.
No, it can't. Nearly Sandels. Just couldn't quite stick it in the end. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Papadopoulos was nearly able to win a set, but just couldn't quite get to it in time. And it will be a boundary throw into the pavilion side of the ground. 22 and a half gone in the third. So what can they manufacture here, Belgrave, out of defence? So Pell will give the big man Seeley a chop out up against Summers. It was Summers who won the tap, and that's beautifully done down to Brown. Gets the kick away. Palmer was unable to take the mark. Here is Chris Campbell. Gets away from his man. Handball's back into the corridor. Freeman can put him inside forward 50. It might bounce through. Can someone get out the back? Here it is. Beggs has got it. 3 in a row for Belgrave. Beggs nails it. Back to 3 points the difference. 9-11-65 now the Magpies to the Tigers. 10-8-68. 23 gone in the third.
Oh my goodness. Well, I do feel like Yay were feeling pretty settled. They were pretty calm and collected, but they might not be now after Belgrave have just scored the last 3 and got back within 3 points in this game.
As you said, Steph, tense moment suddenly. They look like they were about to run away with it, Yay, but Belgrave, they know how important today is. They will not want to lose. They do not want to go 0-5. It's back in the middle once again. Summers and Seeley. Summers goes early and he wins the tap. Can they get the centre clearance? No, Seeley sharked it beautifully. He sends Yay inside forward 50. Big pack of players. Sandels will fly. Oh, just evaded that man there, the number 8 and Jack Rennicks of Yay. Brown gets Belgrave clear for the moment. Good long kick, and he's done really well to find Summers. That'll just settle things at the moment for Belgrave. Can they get 4 in a row? Summers, wobbly ball down the line. And he's turned it over. Out of bounds on the full, is it? It is. It's a turnover. Yay have got the ball back. Umpire sets the man on the mark. They come back towards the corridor. Here is Seeley once again. Does he handle away or does he go himself? Doesn't have a whole lot of options. He's just happy to take his time, Blake Seeley. He did look to handball. He had Evans wide, but he decides against it. Goes inside forward 50 himself. Oh! Big fly from the back there, but that is going to be a free kick for unrealistic, I think. Yes, it is.
Yeah, goodness me.
Ryan flew, but he went way too early, and Sandels will get a look from 25 out directly in front. And he's already got one in the afternoon, Ben Sandels. This for his second, and this just to settle things down a bit for Yay. Belgrave with all the momentum in the last 5 minutes. What can he do? When he comes, nice deliberate approach. And Ben Sandels gets a settler for the Tigers. Back to 9 points the difference. 11-8-74 they are to Belgrave. 9-11-65. 25 gone in the third.
It's very interesting. I feel like if that mark had to come off for Belgrave, that beautiful high-flying mark, it would have been amazing, but it hasn't, and now it's actually cost them with Sandell's getting another goal on the board for Yay. So
he just did not have the timing there at all, Steph. He went way too early. So it's back in the middle once again. Yay have got a settler. They get it back to 9 points the difference. And three-quarter time can't be far off. The first quarter was 27-34. The second was 25-16. So what will we see in quarter number 3? Can't be too long left, you think. Although a few more goals have been kicked in this quarter. A bit more high scoring, it has to be said. Up it goes once again. In fact, Yay have kicked 7 goals straight this quarter. 5 goals, 3 for Belgrave. It's a gridlock in the middle, and the umpire calls for it once again. So take 2 in the centre. Seeley once again up against Summers. The umpire will throw the ball aloft. Neither ruckman flies for it. Summers just smashes it forward. Can they go inside forward 50? Good strong tackle laid there by Wood. And he can lock it up. Belgrave gain about 10 metres. Can they get one before three-quarter time? Get it back to 3 points the difference. The umpire will throw it up once again. And Seeley and Summers will do battle. Summers went early. Taps it back to one of his teammates. Pentland got the handball away just in time, but no one could take it cleanly. Desperate stuff from both sides. Tracking it back there appears to be Forgery. Couldn't get the ball under his control. Huge numbers around the ball. Big tackle laid by Faulkner, and he's been rewarded. So well done, Tyler Faulkner. Holds up in defence for his team. Sends it down the line to the broadcast side of the ground. Tell one-on-one. Canaldo's get front position. No, he can't. Well done, Brown. Been one of the better players for Belgrave today. Comes back into the corridor. Really good kick. Oh, wow. Gee, that is a heavy hit.
Ooh.
And there's going to be a bit more feeling in this game. I think the umpire happy to say that was simultaneous, and probably was. No, a yellow card.
He's yellow carded him.
Wow, wow, wow. So there we go. Jack Renix is going to come off.
Oh.
So the umpire reckon it was late contact. I thought for a moment that wasn't going to be. We might take a quick look at some scores from around the grounds. We might have a quick stoppage in play here. Adam, can you take us through Premier Division first?
Premier Division, absolutely, I can. Alinda Ferny Creek currently trailing Wandon 6-3-39 to Wandon's 12-4-76.
Wow.
Officer and Gembrook, really close match. Officer down by 5 points, 4-8-32 to 5-7-37. Wurrialek leading Upway Tacoma 9-9-63 to 5-5-35. Emerald Mount Evelyn, Emerald 1-3-9 to Mount Evelyn's 10-12-72. And Hillsville currently leading Monbulk 8-7-55 to 4-6-30.
Pentland sends Belgrave inside forward. 50, the mark is taken. And they'll get a look here. Wood, I believe it is. It is, yep. So Jaden Wood can potentially get the margin back to 3 points the difference. What a moment this is for him. This for the 13th goal of the quarter, can you believe? There's only 8 goals kicked in the first half. Wood, in he comes. Swings out on an arc. And it's offline. So a reprieve for Yay in defence. Can you give us Division 1 now, Adam?
Yes, absolutely, I can. As it loads, Alexandra Charles Yarra Glen 6-4-40 to 6-8-44. Yarra Junction down to Seville 2-5-17 to 18-21-129. Wolverton Millgrove lead Powertown 17-10 112 to 128. And here at Belgrave and Yay 9-12-66 to Yay 11-8-74. So still a close match here.
Advantage play, kick into the pocket. Can the mark be taken? Yes, it will. But Yay will cut it off in the last line of defence. And they look to come back towards the broadcast side of the ground. The kicking target is Nicholson, who finds himself on the end of it. He's got Evans as a real short option. That is Patrick, and there's a siren. That is three-quarter time here in the match of the round. And what a contest we have so far. It is 8 points the difference. 9-12-66 are Belgrave. 11-8-74 are Yay. What a game we've had so far.
Absolutely, we have. It's been such a tight contest. Momentum shifting both ways through that whole...
Last quarter action underway here at Belgrave Recreation Reserve. And once again, it is Seeley and Summers to do battle on the ruck. And both fly pretty early. Seeley's one of the tappers beautifully sharked by Pemberton, who looks to go out wide with a handball, but Papadopoulos intercepted it beautifully, got it back to his skipper, and Evans, is that holding the ball? Yes, it is. Belgrave will get an early entry through Wood, who was unable to convert an opportunity late in the last quarter. Wood goes long to the top of the square. Campbell has got it!
Wow.
And Chris Campbell will get an early look here for the Magpies. This to get it back to 2 points the difference. He's 1 goal 2 in the afternoon so far. It's not Campbell, sorry. It's...
Is it Bryce?
I think it's Bryce, yeah. So I think there's a free kick that was paid. Bryce, in he comes to get it back to 2. No, it wasn't even Bryce. We got it wrong again. It was Daniel Ryan.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, there we go. Umpires are throwing me off today here, Adam. They could have just paid the kick to Campbell. That would have been so much easier.
No, it was Bryce.
Was it Bryce?
Yeah, it was Bryce.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at him going, no, I swear that's what Bryce looks like.
Anyway, kick comes out of defence. So Yay with an earlier approve. That's a good intercept mark taken though by King, who can put him back inside forward 50. Loads up on the left boot. Low trajectory ball. Oh, no mark can be taken again, this time by Campbell. Comes back. Evans forces the interception, and Yay can get clear for the moment. That kick might work out, and it does in the end. Oh, Fordry, he just got boot to ball. So crucial that was. Oh, beautifully done. Selling the candy there was Bell, but he lost the footy at the wrong time. Now Belgrave, Yay in fact are away. Cam Evans kicks to half forward, and beautifully done there by Marasco. Got front position and took a strong mark. Once again, he had Cam Evans running past, but decides against him. Marasco centres the ball. Can he find a set of hands here? No, he can't. Sandell's kick towards goal is well and truly offline. And it just sneaked through for a behind. Back to 8 points the difference. 11-9-75 now, Yay. So 2 goals, 2 for Ben Sandell's. Belgrave currently in the hands here of Johnston. Looks to go to the broadcast side of the ground. 2-1-1. Campbell with front position. Not Campbell, sorry, in fact. It was Power. Belgrave on the counter-attack. Ball currently in the hands here of Christie. Oh, Dury's missed the kick though to Evans. Oh, Evans did really well though, the Yay skipper. He can put him inside forward 50. Powell on the lead has got it. Has he? No, he hasn't. He just couldn't stick it at the last moment. Good strong tackle laid by Westcott, and the umpire comes in and calls for a ball up. Frantic stuff here.
Certainly is a lot of scrapping in that contest there. Arms flying everywhere and people trying to get hands to the footy.
So up it goes once again. Tap was won there by Summers. Eventually it falls into the hands of Mackay. Kicks around his body. Campbell flies over his head. Doing really well was Faulkner, and he stepped around a couple of Belgrave attackers, gets the handball up the line, beautifully done to Fordry, who steps around one as well, kicks to about half forward, probably wasn't the best, and he's turned it over. The big ruckman Summers gets a handball away. Now Belgrave on the counter-attack, kick to a 1-on-1 here, can a mark be taken? Sealy did really well, tapped it away, zips in, can't get the ball under his control, eventually does, comes back to Sealy. Oh, beautifully done Sealy, and he throws the ball onto the right boot, high up and under ball, Pell on the lead, Westcott couldn't quite take the mark, opportunity for Brown, eventually gets the ball under his control. Belgrave on the counter-attack. They go inside forward 50. Is that a mark taken? No, it was off hands. Umpire calls them to go. Silly with a dumping tackle. And a stoppage inside forward 50 for the Magpies. 8 points of difference.
Just keeping an eye on Darcy Pell. Just seemed to be quite sore after that contest. He might have just landed a little bit awkwardly on his arm. Seems to be walking around fine, so might keep playing, but just keep an eye out.
Up it goes once again. Tap was won there. Well, the Belgrave ruckman, flying shot at goal, is well and truly offline. And will not register a score.
Yeah.
So still 8 points the difference. 4 minutes gone in the last quarter. Neither side been able to draw blood just yet. Daniel Evans. Oh no, has it snuck through? In fact, it has. There we go. 9-14-68. Belgrave now.
Goal umpire wasn't convinced about that one, I don't think.
Long kick out of the defensive 50 for Yay. Can a mark be taken? No, it's thumped towards the boundary line and it will be thrown back in right in front of our broadcast position. So Madison Bell got to the front of the contest but just couldn't quite get the ball to drop. So Sealy once again up against Summers in the ruck. Been a tough battle all day. What can the two rucks manufacture here? Belgrave, they desperately need to get this first goal. Yay, if they can get it, at least they can get a bit of breathing room. Doing really well with Summers. Taps it back towards the corridor. Madison Bell picked up by Wood, got a handball away. That worked out pretty well off the boot there of Mackay. Couldn't quite find a set of hands though. Tap back in there by Beggs, just couldn't quite get it to Freeman. Picked up by Zipsin, gets it out to Bell, who eventually gets the ball under his control. Swings around to the left, kick up the line. I think that was off the knee. Yep, no, good decision there by the boundary umpire. He was right there. Would have been a bit of a nervous one there for Nick Mackay. But it just hit high enough in his leg for it to not be out of bounds in the full. Anyway, Sealy And Summers once again in the ruck. Summers with front position. Seeley probably just got the better of the tap though at the back. Here's Mackay once again. Throws at the ball. Onto his boot inside forward 50. Picked up by Campbell. Swings around to the left. And again offline. So not taking their opportunities here. Belgrave. Campbell unable to convert again. 9-5-69 they are now. Campbell with 1 goal 3 in the afternoon. And Yay waste absolutely no time. They get a kick and they're over the back here. Through the corridor they go. Inside forward 50. Darcy Pell's a long option. Oh, Westcott, don't tell me he couldn't quite stick the mark. Through comes Sandals. Still an opportunity for the Tigers. Frantic stuff it is. Inside forward 50. Sandals goes in once again. Dumping tackle was laid by Marasco. The umpire finds a free kick for a hold and this will go Belgrave's way. So a reprieve for the Magpies defence. Through the pavilion side of the ground they go. Power was the long option. Goes over his head, trying to track it back here. Looked like Faulkner. And again, another stoppage, a boundary throw in. Forward to centre here for Belgrave on the pavilion side of the ground.
Lots of rushed and long kicks in this quarter. The players are really feeling how urgent this game situation is. And you can tell there's, a little bit less brain cells being calmly used and more, a lot of feeling and heart in this as we search for the ball over behind the car park. It may have rolled down the hill.
I think, Adam, though, unfortunately, we saw a really good, a lot of flow of play and a lot of scoring in the third quarter where both teams were a lot calmer and really taking time with their decision-making and not bombing it. And unfortunately, I think because of how tight this game is and how badly they both want the win, they are going back to how they were playing more towards the start of this match where it's desperate. We're seeing turnovers and just some bad decision-making.
100% Steph.
So the ball eventually comes back. Here's an opportunity for Johnston. Did well, stepped around a couple. Found Pemberton. Comes back to Johnson. Another free kick. It's going to go to Belgrave. Johnston flies towards goal. Long kick. Is it straight? You bet it is. Scores a level. Johnston has nailed it from long range.
Well, he's just gone and proved me wrong, hasn't he?
He really has.
Leveled the scores.
10-15-75 for Belgrave to Yay. 11-9-75. What a game we have here in the match of the round. Belgrave are right back in it. They have levelled the scores. Frantic stuff, as you said, Steph, but it worked out for him in the end. Johnston, he did really well. Got the handball to Pemberton, who drew the heat beautifully, and then got it back to Johnson, who had just enough room to work with, and he nailed it. Crucial.
That's what we're talking about, but calm ball use. He just picked it up. He knew that the advantage could be paid, so he knew what he could do and just sent it in, scored a goal. That's exactly what you want to do.
Back in the middle once again. Plenty of numbers around the ball. Good tackle is laid by Summers. Repeat stoppages Belgrave just forward to centre. So once again, back in the middle. Up it goes. Ball thumped. Evans sharked it. The handball comes away. Here we go. Brown could put Belgrave inside forward 50. Looking for Campbell. Had front position, but he couldn't take the mark. Mackay might be the option on the handball on the outside. Eventually the ball falls for him. Ball spills towards the boundary line. Do they keep it in play, Belgrave? No, they don't. It trickles over and we'll have another boundary throw in.
I think they were very happy to see the ball go over the line there, Belgrave. Didn't try too hard to keep that one in.
9 minutes have elapsed in the last quarter. Seeley again to do battle against Summers. They might get an opportunity at the back here, Belgrave. Here we go. Pentland. Check side towards goal. Doesn't have the hook on it. Don't tell me.
No.
Just offline. I didn't think it went through. I think the Belgrave players were just trying to con the umpire there, Adam.
I was going to say, Pemberton looked very excited. He kept almost appealing, LBW style, but...
there was no way that ball went through for a goal. There was absolutely no way. I was so thrown for a second, but anyway... Yay exit the defensive 50. Most importantly for Belgrave, though, they do have the lead back, but that's a good strong mark taken by Aldo's. Doesn't have a whole lot to go to, though, Aldo's. He does swing around. He just chips it short on the right boot. Marasco through his hands. Here's an opportunity for Marks. Taken in a dumping tackle, and it's a stoppage at half forward for the Tigers. What can they manufacture now? Suddenly they find themselves in arrears. They've had the lead for most of this second half. I don't think, in fact, they've trailed in the second half at all. Here we go. Once again, it's that man, Pentland. Throws the ball on the right boot. Yay, want insufficient intent. They're not going to get it. And it will be a boundary throw in. Forward to centre now for Belgrave, who once again are doing all the attacking. Seeley back in the ruck up against Summers. And there are some tired players out there now. They took a while to get to that one. Summers taps it back over his head. It was nearly shucked by his opposition player there in Sealy. Sealy gets a handball away eventually. And now Yeh might be away. They've got numbers over the back. Through came Faulkner. Gets a kick away on the right just in time. Through the hands again of Marasco. Just a little bit too hot for him. Belgrave with all the numbers here. Westcott eventually gets the ball under his control. But he may have turned this one over. Marasco, was he tripped? Yes, he was. Good decision from the umpire. He was right there. So James Marasco, maybe too far out to score. Hands away to Evans. Evans goes out wide with a kick in. Oh, it's a beautiful intercept mark taken by Johnston, who kicked the goal to level the scores moments ago. Long kick down the line is a beauty. He finds Nathan Power, who takes the mark. They might be away here. Power not willing to go just yet, though. Assesses the options back into the corridor. And that's where he goes. Slightly dangerously, but it should work out in the end. Johnston once again is involved. Marks, mans the mark. Johnson once again goes out wide to the pavilion side of the ground. No mark can be taken. Anyone's ball to be won here. Huge numbers surround the contest. The ball is paddled forward. Once again, it was Nunn, I think, who got the ball back to Brown. Brown swings around one, gets the ball away on the right boot, and this might work out here for Belgrave. Pemberton is corralled. Eventually swings around to the left. High up and under ball inside forward 50. 2 1-on-1. They might get one out the back here. Beggs. Ball heads towards the boundary line and it will be thrown back into play.
Lots of appeals towards the umpire. I'm not 100% what for. Maybe they wanted an early flow, unrealistic, or maybe some holding. But there seem to be a lot of complaints going in the air over down in the pocket. But
so boundary thrown inside forward 50 for Belgrave. They've got a 1 point lead at the moment. Up it goes. Getting to the front there. Look to be Beggs. Nearly a shot at goal there for Belgrave, but the A defenders lay the tackle just in time. Palmer decided to keep it in. He throws the ball in the left boot, high up another ball. Belgrave have got the representation here. Westcott nearly took another intercept mark, but he couldn't stick that one. Ball spills to ground level, heads towards the boundary line. They keep it in Belgrave. They go inside forward 50 once again, but this is well and truly offline. Out of bounds on the full, and a reprieve for the A defence. So if they can get the ball clear, can the Tigers? But Belgrave, so far, Steph, they've had all the momentum in this last quarter.
They absolutely have, and it's probably a shame that they haven't made the most of all the opportunities they've had, or they might have a fairly decent lead. But it's definitely keeping things interesting that it's still so tight.
Must have been touched off the boot because it was a boundary throw-in, in fact. Flying kick towards goal is well and truly offline. This one is out of bounds on the full.
Definitely out on the full.
So no touch on that occasion, and the recipient of the free kick will be Nicholson. So Nicholson just has to wait for the ball to come back to him. And Belgrave playing a man-to-man formation, so it's going to be hard to exit the defensive 50 here. He does have a short option, though, in Bell, but he decides to go beyond him. Westcott will park himself underneath this one, and he'll take that one. What a game he's had, Chris Westcott. And umpire just telling Sealy to step back. He was a little bit too close. Westcott sends Belgrave back inside forward 50. And no, Campbell couldn't quite stick the mark. Ball comes back into the corridor. Wobbly kick, and that's a turnover. And Belgrave will get a look. Riley Pentland it will be. So the kick off the boot there of Witten of Yeh. It was a wobbly ball, and Pentland right in good position for the Belgrave Magpies. And he'll line them up from directly in front from about 45. He can put the margin out to 7 points. Riley Pentland. Oh, gee, one of the Belgrave players tries to run around the back of him. In he comes. He swings out on a bit of an arc. Distance not a problem. They love it off the boat. And he's absolutely nailed it. Belgrave out to a 7 point difference. 11-16-82 they are to Yeh. 11-9-75. We've been going 14 minutes into the last quarter.
Beautiful kick there, able to stay calm under pressure, gets the job done, and for the first time in as long as I can remember in this game, Belgrave with a nice little lead.
They do have just a little bit of breathing room, but Adam, it's still pretty close at the moment. Plenty of time for the Tigers.
100% there is. The Yeh Tigers just need to figure out what they're losing in the midfield, because I reckon that's where they're losing their possessions. They're playing a man-on-man defence, and I wonder if that's stopping their availability to open up as a midfield themselves. So let's see if they can change that in the next 5-10 minutes.
Oh, hang on.
No, blood rule, I think. Blood rule.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know if half the players know what's happening.
So Summers is going to have to come off.
Again.
So
yeah.
Summers has to come off, so it balances 6-6-6.
Bryce was going to go into the ruck, but it looks like the big fella Beggs is going to go in there now. So Bryce will stay at full forward. Sealy won the tap and he did that really well. Got it down to Aldoz, who kicks out wide, looking for Fordry in a 1-on-1 up against Johnson. Fordry just paddles the ball forward. Can he keep it in? No. Boundary thrown at half forward for the Tigers, who need to get the next one. Suddenly now Belgrave, as you mentioned, Steph, have a bit of a handy lead. They haven't had that for pretty much all of the second half. It's been all the Tigers, but the home side have really stepped up when it's mattered. Boundary throw in. Pell on the ruck this time, up against Beggs. This might be a chance for Yay, but they've turned it over. Belgrave look to come through the corridor. Well done, Liam Pemberton, the captain. He kicks out wide. Can he find an option? The kick just goes beyond Johnson. Belgrave decided to tap it in the corridor. It's a dangerous one. Wood laid a good strong tackle. And once again, the Magpies are away. Long kick will fly over the head of Sealy. Will it? No, he got back in time. Well done, Blake Sealy. And he chips back into the corridor and finds Faulkner. And Faulkner will waste no time. Has a bounce. He might even have a second. He's away. Look at him go on those tired legs, Faulkner. He can put him inside forward 50. Sutherland's on the lead. Westcott there too. No mark can be taken. Free kick for high contact. And it's going to go Belgrave's way. A fierce contest that was. And Belgrave win out eventually.
Pemberton's been everywhere today, just putting his body on the line for those kind of intercept marks.
What a crucial moment. Liam Pemberton run into trouble. He gets away from Aldoz. Don't tell me. Comes back to Pemberton. He's under all sorts of pressure. Dangerous one to go back into the corridor, but eventually Belgrave make this work. Getting the handle away just in time there was Daniel Ryan, but they've turned it over again. Kick into the pocket. Will fall short. Oh, gee, that was not a kind bounce for Belgrave. Yay, want insufficient intent. And they're not going to get it. They are not going to get it, but it is a boundary throw-in and it's in a dangerous spot. Adam, some interesting decisions there to thump the ball back into the corridor for Belgrave.
Yeah, a little bit interesting, and then to have a high really like hanging in their air handball just for Fordry to pick up and go, thank you very much, mate, I'm just going to centre this ball, which ended up being paddled out of bounds anyway, but pressure's there.
So the tap was won on that occasion by the big man in Beggs, and now Belgrave are at the back once again. King gets a kick away to a 1-on-1. There's going to be a bit of a foot race here. Sealy bumps his man off balance just in time. Bryce was the deepest forward, but nothing forthcoming for Belgrave. It will be a boundary throw-in. Now when Belgrave's into the ground, deep in the pocket, nearly ticked into red time. 17 minutes and 45 seconds have ticked over in the final quarter. Belgrave lead by 7, 11-16-82 to 11-9-85 a yay.
I know it is only a slight lead, Aiden, but in what has been such an intense game and a close game, I think you'd just be happy having the lead at all at this moment in the game. But obviously, if they could get another one here, it would definitely settle them down a lot. Belgrave.
No, I think you're spot on, Steph. Sealy got the tap away. As mentioned, huge numbers around this contest. Sealy eventually gathered it cleanly, but he ran into trouble. Wood applied the pressure beautifully. Ball heads towards the boundary line. We'll have another boundary throw in. Stoppages galore in the last quarter.
Definitely has been. This is an opportunity for Belgrave to lock this ball down in their forward 50 and stop Yay from having an attempt at another score, are the words I'm trying to spit out here. So it's a very good advantage for Belgrave at the moment.
They can just about shut the door on this game with one more goal. A 13-point lead would be very handy. They try to bullock their way through. Pemberton taking a dumping tackle by Palmer, and the umpire calls for it once again. But this is nervous times for Yay. Deep in Belgrave's attacking end of the ground. And they're in arrears by 7 points. Even if they get the next one, they're still going to be behind, as Steph mentioned. So the umpire will throw the ball aloft once again. Up it goes. Sealy just got the better of that tap, you would have to say. Wood with a flying shot at goal. Misses everything. So Yay retain possession of the ball. But Belgrave have not made it easy for them in this last quarter, and they want to get this one back quickly, so the recipient of the free kick will be Hargraves.
Tell you what, Aiden, I'm even feeling a bit nervous, and I'm obviously not even out there. It's very tense.
So Hargraves does have the ball in his hand. Daniel Evans provided a short option, but Hargraves wants to go long, and that's where he will go. High up and under ball, looking for Sealy. Free kick, going to go the way of Yay. I think it was an infringement of the marking contest to Sealy. Might have got a push. Maybe one over the shoulder. Anyway, all that matters is that Sealy's got ball in hand and he loads up on the right boot, sends it deep. Sandels will fly from the back, but he won't be able to get the mark. Too many players ahead of him. Marasco on hands and knees. Can't get the ball out. The umpire comes in. We'll have another stoppage. Now it's forward to centre of Yay, right in front of the Belgrave bench. So Marasco will go up in the ruck. Sealy will park himself behind the ball for Yay. Up it goes once again. Marasco thumps it forward, but it was sharked beautifully by Pentland. Taken in a dumping tackle. Was that dangerous? Yes, it was. No, holding the ball is paid. Back it comes. Yay need to be quick here. They can put themselves inside forward 50. Sutherland on the lead. The kick was just short of him. Ball heads towards the boundary line, and the boundary umpire says it did go over. And all Sutherland's been put on the ground. Belgrave need to be careful. You do not want to put the ball in Corbin Sutherland's hand within range. We saw that one he nailed from the boundary earlier. Boundary throw in once again. Summers. Shark beautifully by Marks. Aldo's. Free kick for a hold. It's going to go Ye's way. Marks will be the recipient. Can't be too long left. Low trajectory ball. Can a mark be taken? Oh, beautifully done. Brilliantly done by Paddy Beggs. Cuts across with the intercept mark and repels the attack from Yeh. He loads up on the left, sends it down the pavilion side of the ground. Can a mark be taken? No, Sealy did well. Thumped it from the back. That kick was smothered, was it? No. Through hands and knees. Faulkner in a one-on-one up against Power. Good dumping tackle laid by Faulkner. Ball comes back into the corridor. Daniel Evans, can he get his kick away? He did just in time. Sends Yeh inside forward 50. Pell nearly intercepted there by his own teammate. Here's an opportunity for Marks. Can he get the bounce of the ball to go his way? No, and the ball once again finds its way over, and it will be a boundary throw-in.
Yay need to be able to rope this ruck contest really well to see if they can get themselves a chance at scoring and get themselves only 1 point behind. It's still a 2-score game late in the quarter.
So boundary throw-in. Ball comes back the other way. Papadopoulos might have an opportunity here. But once again, Belgrave find possession of the ball. High up and under ball. Going to be a tricky one to mark. Oh, gee, it was nearly stuck at the back from Faulkner. Couldn't quite take it down in the end. Here is Evans. Handballs back towards Papadopoulos, was it? It wasn't Papadopoulos, in fact. Sorry, it was Hargraves. Here is Daniel Evans. Runs through the corridor. Again, continue inside forward 50. Looking for Marasco. Ball goes over the head. Umpire calls him to go. The Belgrave defence hold up for the moment. Once again, here is an opportunity. Good tackle laid on Ryan. He's been penalised. Holding the ball. Yeh will get a look. They will get a look.
Oh, listen to the crowd.
25-metre penalty. This will be a certainty.
Oh! And no one saw that one.
No reversal. So Aldo's from point blank to get it back to 1 point. Puts it away. It is a 1 point ball game in the match of the round. Riley Aldo's nails it. It was a beautiful tackle. He got the 25-metre penalty. What a game we have here at Belgrave Recreation Reserve.
Oh, and you think the crowd would be excited, Aiden, but they are dead silent because you can just feel how tense this game is. My goodness.
Most definitely. That last contest, the free kick being given away for holding the ball, which is fair enough. I feel he had plenty of prior opportunity, but then all the Belgrave players sort of swarmed in, confronted the umpire about his decision, and umpire just went, come with me, 25. So giving Yeh an easy shot on goal like that is the last thing you want to be doing in this situation where it's a 1 point ball game now, and now you've got to fight for your life for the next however long. What have we got on the clock, Aiden?
23 and a half have gone in this final quarter, and it's back to a 1 point difference. Pentland gets the centre clearance. He sends Belgrave inside forward 50. Beautifully done by Beggs. He gets the handle away just in time. Power, good little spinning move. Got it away to Campbell. Swings around to the left. Chris Campbell, don't tell me! Don't tell me! Not from there! He's nailed it! What a goal for Chris Campbell! 12-16-88 to 12-9-81. They get the instant response, Belgrave. What a moment for Chris Campbell.
There's no way on earth he's managed to slot that. That is almost an impossible goal. I want every replay I can get imaginable for that, and I'm going to put that on my... Can I make it a poster or something? I need to paste it up my wall. That was absolutely fantastic.
My goodness.
Oh, my word.
Some of the ones that he's missed today, and then he kicks that.
Look, sometimes that's the way it is, isn't it?
From the Belgrave Pavilion, as it should be. Very exciting goal.
Back in the middle once again. Sealy grabs it out of the ruck. That might be the option. He got a drop kick away. Umpire happy to allow that. Witten gets the handle away to Papadopoulos. Puts Yeh inside forward 50. Just through the hands of Sandels. Can he chrome his own work? Goes back as Johnston. And the ball is escorted over the boundary line. It will be a boundary throw deep inside Yeh's attacking end. So there still might be a chance of Tigers, but they're going to have to manufacture a Chris Campbell-style goal here. One out of the pack. Get it back to 1 point the difference. Steph, David Johnson always predicts a draw in the match of the round.
I was thinking this earlier. David Johnson might finally get his draw. He does pick it every week.
Pell. There might be another kick out of the pack here. Aldo's. He kicked 1 moment ago. There's an appeal for holding the ball, and the home crowd love that decision. They can take some time off the clock, and it's the captain, Liam Pemberton. What a last quarter he's had. He stepped up when it's mattered. Long kick out of the defensive 50. This should work out here to Mackay. Got a bit of room there on Paddy Evans. And Mackay wastes no time. Wheels around to the right boot. Goes for a bit of a run. Long kick looking for Brown, who's got it.
Oh, well taken.
Josh Brown wheels around to the right to seal the game, and it's well into left line, but it's going to work out. Campbell. It was a shot at goal for sure, but it's fallen into the lap for Chris Campbell, and he can ice the game with a straight kick. 13 points. Surely Adam would put this game to bed.
You'd think so. This late in the game, 13 points is a long margin to overcome. I reckon we should talk to Josh Brown after the game and tell us, if he tells us anything that was even close to a pass, I'll need to be having some more words with him. But either way, it's worked out phenomenally. Straight to Campbell.
So Chris Campbell, he's
The
kicked
drop
2 in
punt.
the afternoon. He's going the drop punt. He nailed one moments ago. This to ice the game. And it's offline and thumped over the boundary line. So it will be a boundary throw in deep in the forward pocket for Belgrave. So probably a better option or a better result that than a behind. They don't turn the ball over directly. It will be a neutral boundary throw in. 26 and a half have elapsed in the final quarter. Can't be long to go. Ball deep inside Belgrave's attacking end. Can they get a quick kick out of the pack here? Yay, need to get this ball clear. Fordry did well. He got the handball clear. Evans is in the area too for the Tigers. Belgrave want to lock it in and they get a stoppage. So Yay gains some meterage, but probably not as much as they would have liked to have. So another stoppage, been plenty of those today. Umpire got ball in hand. We're just about to tick into the 27th minute of the last quarter. The longest was the third, which was 29. Seeley thumps it forward. It was nearly sharked. Campbell's unable to take it cleanly. Ball heads towards the boundary line. Another stoppage. This time a boundary throw in. 7 points the difference still. 12-16-88 to 12-9-81. The way of the home side Belgrave. Boundary throw in. Up it goes. Bryce got to the front. Here we go. This might be a chance to seal the game.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Faulkner
Mark
on the
on the
last line of
line.
defence.
Wow.
Faulkner, clutch moments there. Goes out wide. Nicholson has to go, and he does. High up and under ball. Looking for Sandels, who's in a one-on-one. Got front position, but it was knocked away. And a boundary throw-in. Beautifully done there by Hamilton. Knocked it away from Sandels. Yay do gain some much-needed meterage. But they don't have the ball in hand. It is a boundary throw-in. Seeley, what can he manufacture out of the ruck? He's been pretty good today. He'll get it from the back, little fingertip it down to Evans. Was he held? No, umpire calls him to go. Johnston might have got away with one. Plenty of players on hands and knees. Through comes the umpire. We'll have another stoppage, this time in the middle of the ground.
I will say there are a couple of tired-looking players out there, and why wouldn't they be? They're putting absolutely everything into this game.
What a tight tussle. Seeley smashes it forward. Can a Yay player run onto it? Marks gets an accommodating bounce. Oh, but he slipped over. Can you believe that? Oh, Marks had it for the taking. He could have put him inside forward 50, but he couldn't gather the ball. And to add insult to injury, he fell over. And that is a bit of a reprieve for Yay. And Pemberton was cramping, but he says, no, I can't do that at the moment. I've got to win the game from a side. Seeley taps into the corridor. Marks this time. Check side. Inside forward 50. Mark is taken. Sandels! He's got to go back and kick this quickly. Ben Sandels. Do not tell me. Do not tell me. He can't waste any time. He's already kicked 2 in the afternoon. This for his third. Oh, he's absolutely nailed it. Back to 1 point the difference.
my
What
God.
are we witnessing here at Belgrave Recreation Reserve? Adam, what a mark that was.
Oh, mate, it was absolutely incredible. I can't believe he held on to it. Had about 6 goes at it, I reckon. Manoeuvre his way around the Belgrave
my
defenders. Ended up taking it while he was on the ground. Pretty much fell back in his lap, and he's gone back and slotted it. Probably only was out 25 out in front, directly in front. But it is certainly a tough game. Belgrave still up by 1. Yay with everything to do.
29 and a half have elapsed into the final quarter. Ben Sandels, what a clutch moment. They still have the lead though, Belgrave. Can they hold on? What can Yay do here? Up it goes once again. Seeley, there's a whistle for a hold. It's going to go
Seeley's
Yay's
way.
way. Fordry will waste no time. He'll send him inside forward 50. Don't tell me.
Oh,
There's the siren. Belgrave have held on. What a game we've had here at Belgrave Recreation Reserve. They were down by 21 points deep into the third quarter, but they have come from behind to steal a miraculous victory by just 1 point. Adam, what have we just witnessed here today?
I am lost for words, Aiden. That was an absolutely incredible comeback. They had all the momentum throughout the fourth quarter. They just worked it out. I don't know what they did, but something in the coach's box, they flicked a switch, and they just looked better. maybe they've ran out the game better than Yea did after they put the foot on the gas pedal like early in the third. But really, the end of that game was an incredible show of performance from